What is up, Drama Alert Nation? This is your host Killer Keemstar. Quem me dera que o Keemstar ainda tiver. Ai não, ele ainda faz coisas. Pessoal, o Keemstar ainda faz. Ainda apresentou o Drama Alert Nation as we speak. A game by Greg M. and Gord. Thank you. Can I continue? Hey, what the fuck is that? I saw that. You were talking in the spirit language. Did you meet with the overseer? Yep. I knew it. Isto é assim, maninhos, manolas. Isto começa-se assim logo. Assim logo. I knew it. Okay, listen up. You're coming with me. Hop on my broom. Whenever you're ready to go. Whatever. Miriam, let's go. I love that name. I love the Miriam name. Qual é o meu nome preferido? O meu nome preferido é Joana. Eu sei que ninguém perguntou nada, mas é esse o meu nome preferido. Mas Miriam é muito bom. Acho que há em português. Acho que há Miriams em português. Ou não? Não sei. When you're ready to go, just jump on. Sure, man. I got no time for other shit. Hold on to your butt. But, get it? It was not a joke. Okay, is this like a new chapter or whatever? Act 2. Man. E eu já que esse jogo tivesse tipo, já quase a acabar ou assim. Isto no Act 2. Não é que seja farto, mas é daqueles jogos que eu quero que sejam curtos. Não sei explicar. This is it. What's this place? What do you think? It's me and my grandma's house? Come inside if you want to leave. Holy shit. Webs? Well, hello. La la la. Quem é que conhece Seinfeld? Houve uma vez que o Seinfeld imaginou que o umbigo de uma namorada dela dizia hello. Olá. La la la. E ele contou isso à namorada e ela detestou. E disse assim: tens que escolher entre mim e fazer a voz do umbigo. Ao que ele respondeu: não, tem que ver o episódio para saber, né? So, you talk to an overseer. That's so delightful. You've been trying to commune with them since we defined these worlds as fate. More like I've been trying to just sit at home and tell me what to do. Oh, she's like a failed hero? I'm an old lady, Miriam. Old schmold. I can see from your eyes. He didn't help you, did he? Nope. But the others might, if I meet them. Oh, I thought you'd be more useful than that. Well, I like this one. So full of hope. Unlike my granddaughter. Eu não sabia que granddaughter tinha 2 Ds. Pensei que era só um. I think you two ought to travel together. Excuse me, princess? This clown? We don't even know your name. Well, why don't you tell us your name then? My name is... Bro... Oh shit! Brun? Brun! That's what people call me sometimes. Just sometimes. So your name is Brun? Yep. What a wonderful name. It's a pleasure to meet you. Is that good enough for you, Miriam? Huh, whatever. Welcome to the team, Brun. So I have a name now. Sigh. What do you want? Okay, let's get going down this hill. So is this down? This is down, but not the correct down. Maybe this is the correct town. Oh, this is the... I should go dancing. La 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 la. This game sucks. I'm joking. This game is awesome. Can't I? No, you're heavy. And anyways, you're going through a cave up ahead. There's an overseer access point in there for the Queen of the Winds. And before you ask why we haven't checked this one out yet, it's because there's monsters in this cave. Monsters? Don't you freak out about it. So this is the cave. So when you say monsters, Aya Almighty, I'm a witch. I can handle monsters. Frankly, I don't know what we need you around for. But hey, Grandma Safi knows best. She's too trusting for her own good. Okay, and I know she orchestrated this just to mess with me. She leaves for that. Bitch. Okay. Where the fuck are the monsters? Why are you lowering your voice? Just shut up. She's not lowering her voice now. This bridge is creepy. The monster could be anywhere. Ooga booga booga. Ooga booga. I can't believe you woke up this stupid monster. Great. Guess I have to take care of this mess. What are you going to do? I'm a witch with awesome magic powers. I'll use those. Won't that hurt it? Probably. That's how it works. Monster attacks. We rough it up a little. It lets us through. Let me handle it. Why? This'll be over in like 5 seconds. I want to get close and try talking to it. You know what? Sure. Knock yourself out. La 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 la. Uh-oh. Looks pretty hard. Sure you don't want me to take care of it? No, I can do it. I'll sing even harder this time. Oh, I see. It has to be the opposing force. Right? This is like a fucking Dragon Ball Kamehameha contest. Kamehameha. Onda Vital. The guy's like, dude, chill. You sing nice. Thanks, but that won't fix my boyfriend. So, is it time for me to dish out some magic? No, what did you say about a boyfriend? One of you humans hurt him. Us? Well, not you, but definitely a human. They cursed my boyfriend with some magic spell. Things have gone too far. We can't let any more people like you through. Hey, it's not like we came here to attack you guys. I mean, I would have, but I'm really sorry about what happened to your boyfriend. If it's a spell that's been cast on him, do you think singing might help? What? Magic spell? Witch? Hello? Does it not sound like more my forte? Are you saying you would help us? I guess. Alright, humans. I'll let you in. La 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 Anyway, I'm a stupid. Oh, you should treat yourself now. Wait, you can dance while you jump? Based. What a based video game. Els monstritos. So can you speak this? Can you break this spell? Probably not. What? This is the work of someone really powerful. Kinda scary actually. Not even Grandma Safi could fix this. We're used to humans attacking us. I've never liked this. Hey, maybe humans and monsters should stop attacking each other. Wow, great idea. This one's already cursed, so what do we do? I don't know. I was a fool to think humans could help. I'm sorry this happened, Mr. Monster. Just go. Get out of our home. I want to sing a song. Troll? The other side of this cave is very close. Go now and get out of our home. Bitch. This guy's a troll? This dude's a troll? Ei, olha o Finhacker. Estás bom, Finhacker? Finally out of there. Então e hoje... E eu que hoje levei um left hook e logo assim um uppercut no focinho. Epa, andas a jogar Street Fighter 6 já? Just ahead is a town called Delphi. If anyone knows the Queen of Windsong, that's where they are. Namang. Estou a ver que a Finhaca é um sítio complicado. É um sítio complicado de trabalhar, mano. Left hook foi-me insónia e o uppercut foi-me indigestão. Ui, welcome to Covid. I'm tired of waiting around for you. I'll see you there. Wee waha. Oh, she's like Sonic. This town is cute. I guess if you've never seen a town before, don't forget we're here to learn the Overseer song. I'll wait here diligently. In case someone useful looking passes by. Maybe a while. You new around here? Welcome to Delphi. This town used to be great. But these people ain't seen something good in a long time. Their spirits are dying, you know. I want to fix that. I want to bring their spirits back. Bangalang! Bangalang! Como é que é? A partir das 10. Irate Gamer? But I need a singer. Holy cannoli! Muito boas noites, tudo bem? That voice! It's exactly what I've been looking for. Money! It would be perfect in the band I'm putting together. The name's Manny. Pleasure to meet you, Ace. Thing is, right now you're the only other person in my band, so help me out. Find me a couple of other musicians. Pff, just like... Isto está a copiar o Super Mario Odyssey. Watson chegou, está a trupe toda. Dos Irate Gamers. São 6 seasons, não são? Ou 7, ou logo quantas são. Aprendeste o solo da Nothing Else Matters. Olha, eu nunca aprendi. Espetáculo. Já podes... olha, grava isso, não é? E põe tipo nos favorites sempre que quiseres mostrar uma Nina, não é? Ei, como é que é, Nina? Ou então não precisas de gravar e pegas mesmo na guitarra. Arranjas uma guitarra acústica e elas assim. Então, e tu achas que és uma pessoa sensível? E tu, o que é que tu achas? E começas a tocar solo. O que é que a Nina achou? We'll put on a show the likes of which this town ain't ever seen before. Thanks for the fun side quest there, buddy. But you don't have time to fill every little request in this dump. Ainda não respondeu, bitch. Eu neste momento odeio mulheres, ok? A partir de agora odeio mulheres. I'm a women hating incel. That's what I am right now. Bitch. Hashtag mistreat all women. Well, hey there, skipper. Hello. Whoa there. You're some kind of musician? Era fixe que o gajo fosse musicofóbico, assim. The kids these days just love music. I've been looking for a way to reach them. Maybe you can help. Can you write a jingle for my candy shop? Vou pedir ao 50 Cent, não é? It's not funny. Anyway. Heck yeah, bitch. That's the kind of spirit I'm talking. Desculpa, estou cheio de sono. Okay, I'll give you the go and you sing it. Something short and sweet. Oh ho ho. Let me try again. Pode ser assim? Sounds good. Yes, I love it too. Hopefully the kids agree. Jeb. I'm working on some lyrics for the jingle you made. Isto é a música do... Isto é a música do Luthier God, não é? Treat yourself. Hey now, wanderer. I love candy, but I came because of the sick tune they have playing. You wrote it, didn't you? I was waiting for you to usher you into the next level of dance. That's right. It's time to discover a new move. You already know this one, wanderer. I'm just gonna help you find it. Ele está a dançar a minha música? You got a new dance! Beautiful dance, wanderer. Carry it with you on your journey. Show the world the dance that lives inside you. Qual é o botão? É este. Well, well. Hey, this is the Egyptian. Walk like an Egyptian. I hate being single. Why won't anyone date me? Because everybody hates women. She's called Sue. Hi, my name's... I have a backstory to tell you. Okay, here's some backstory. This town is over 400 years old. All the old paintings on the tomb, they do the sand dance, don't you know? Eu não sei a letra, mas tu sabes, não é? Porque és um Jojo fan. Anyway, well, thanks for listening. I've always got more backstory if you want to hear it. Nem mentiu. Hey, you new in town? What's with the getup? I bet you're really cool. Wanna do something thrilling? Quit being weird, Mitzi. Mitzi and Danny. Is this guy from Rue Sesame Street? What's the point? Ugh, my kind of guy. 11? Hey there, interested in buying some beans? Jerry! Beans! I'm out of beans right now, Jerry. But you can still pay me, and I'll deliver next time. I mean, I actually don't have any money either. Well, I'll put you down for 500. Okay, penny. Penny. Oh, penny. Yar. Nina. Man, there's too much stuff to do, man. I'm reading. What's the book? She hates me. Hey, what do you want? Hello? Excuse me, princess. If you're going to sing along, please follow my cues, okay? Eu acho que me enganei-me. Oh meu Deus, isto vai ser um... Tinham que fazer a tropa do violino arder, não tinham? Thank you. Menor harmónica. She's my friend now. You're not quite on my level, but pretty good. You're good too. Oh, why, thank you. I'm Viola, by the way. Pleasure to meet you. Wanna join a band? With you? Yup. And this guy called Manny. Oh, Manny, huh? He's been begging for me to join his band for a long time. But if he's got you in there too, this might be really something this time, huh? Alright, I'll perform with you. But I'll talk to Manny about this arrangement. Okay. I'm reading. It's a fiction story. That's cool. That's the nerd answer. Yeah. It's a lot to get into. Tell me. Well, there's these 4 kids who decide to play a game, but the game brings about the end of the universe, and they have to go on a sort of a planetary quest to collect materials and make a new universe, and there's aliens and time travel involved. It's a lot to get into. Bitch. So, I've got one musician. It's pretty cool. Hey, my dog is asleep. No, she's cool. She's the coolest. Oh my god, I fell. You know what I am? I'm a teen. I'm supposed to be acting raucous and rebellious. What the fuck is raucous? I've never seen that word before. But this town sucks so bad. I just don't have the spirit to be a proper teen. Okay, Tina. Whatever. Hey, you should go to the Crazy Raven. It's only the coolest hangout spot in Delphi. I definitely don't work there. This is a candid viral marketing. Okay, Alice, cool. Hey, welcome to the Delphi Inn. Interested in a room? What else is new? Fucking Lena. Ei, como é que se chama aquele Bob's Burgers? Aquela gaja faz lembrar a filha do Bob's Burgers. A minha cena preferida dessa cena da miúda dos Bob's Burgers... Ai, como é que era? Bob's Burgers? É uma cena qualquer com cavalos. Espera aí, vou procurar. Tina? Ela chama-se Tina, não é? Eu acho que esta é a minha cena preferida com ela. É uma cena qualquer com um cavalo. É uma cena qualquer filosófica com um cavalo. Man, será que é um vídeo? Yeah, era uma cena fixe. Eu não sei se o BoJack é muito filosófico. Vou ser honesto. Não me estou a lembrar. Eu não me lembro se era uma. Eu acho que vem de uma comic e não da série. Anyway, vou continuar. Hey, where's wandersong? What the fuck? Oh, sorry. Was I playing too loud? Do you want to join a band? Not really. What? I really think you should join my band. Let's talk. Okay, sure. She's kinda cute. Well, hello. There's only one problem with this person. She's a woman. So what's this about a band? Well, I met this guy, blah 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 blah. Well, he just said blah a lot of times. But I think I got the gist. The truth is, I don't think I can do it. Why can't you do it? I've never been on a stage before. And I always wanted to play my first show with my mom. Well, where is she? She passed away. I'm here in Delphi for her funeral. I'm sorry. My mom was the one who taught me to play. She was really famous, you know. I never thought I'd live up to her. But at least thought one day I'd come back to play with her. I think you should just leave me alone right now. I don't want to talk anymore. Just leave me alone. Please go away. Am I annoying? What if I dance? This game sucks. Hey, little bard. Are you following me around? Hey, no. Been pretty busy, actually. Not too busy for you. Oh. Busy with what? None of your beeswax. So, that accordion player, you're gonna help them, right? I want to. Do you know what you're gonna do? I have no idea. Well, you know you can talk to ghosties now, right? Oh yeah, you got this. I gotta go talk to her mom. No, shut the fuck up. Penny. Penny. Have you heard the new Sweet, huh? Home Sweets theme song? It has some quite nice qualities to it, but does it stand out in the crowded candy shop genre? I think not. Okay, Frederick. Is this Justin Bieber? Hi, I don't really have time to talk to you. I'm a pretty cool guy here in Delphi. Thanks, Ryan. Crazy Raven. Yo, make yourself comfortable. Wait. Yo, é aqui que vai ser o concerto? Temos que fazer um concerto depois no fim, não é? Oh man, there's nothing else to do? This game sucks. Hey, where the fuck is the graveyard? Is it here? Ahoy! Can I help you? Are you a pirate? Yes, I mean, yar. That is so cool. I know. Okay, bro. Whoa. Way, oh, way, oh, way. Anyway. Never thought I'd see the day Viola plays with me. She's a real talent. Not a bad loca neither. Oh, Manny. You're right, of course. But shut it. Just saying. Anyways, Ace, we still need another one more performer. Sooner the better. Finding the Overseer's songs is by far the worst part of saving the world stuff. I hate having to talk to people. I don't mind it. Well, that's why we made it your job. Stupid Miriam. Gandajev. Dateable qualities, like for example, I once ate 20 hot dogs in an hour. Damn. What does that say about your blowjob capabilities? Okay, actually, I do work at the Raven. I do the advertising, scheduling, bartending, weight dressing, and to name a few things. Don't tell me I work too hard. Okay, Alice. Thanks, Alice. You've heard about the monster cave outside town, yeah? Sometimes, at night, we like to just stand in there. See how long we can do it without getting scared. It's scarier than it sounds. Danny always wants to hold hands. Makes me feel safer. Só truques. É só truques. É só trucalucos. Olha, eu não sei onde é que está a Dead Mom. Beans. Fuck. Should I go here again? That's not a suspicious thing to ask at all. They came to town just recently, pretty much just playing in their room non-stop. No noise complaints from the neighbors though. Guess they like it. If I remember right, they said they were visiting for a funeral, like in that cemetery just outside town. Cemetery just outside town. Bem, eu já fui para a esquerda. Desculpa, já fui para a direita, portanto vou agora para a esquerda. bro? What the fuck happened? Up this hill? What if I dance on somebody's grave? Been a while since I did a proper jam session. Thanks. I know why you called me. My kid, Ash. I'll go talk to them. Ash Ketchum? Falar no Ash Ketchum, parece que há já opiniões sobre o Pokémon. Quando é que essa merda sai, anyway? Dezembro? E está tudo com cores diferentes. Oh, it's you again. My ghost mom is here, but she's just speaking in strange symbols to me. Oh right, you can talk to ghosts. Guess not. I can help. If you and your mom play music together, I can be the bridge between you. As in, with my accordion? Yes. And you'll understand? Just play. Vocês estão a perceber esta música? Aqui ou não? Wow, it really was her. She was there in the sound of her accordion. What did she say? A lot. Stuff that sounds cheesy put into words. I think she would want me to play with you. And I guess in her memory, it's the least I can do. That's great! Please don't make it please don't make a big fuss about it. I'm nervous about this, but I'll do my best. Yo, I solved the problem. Hey, you did it! There are some performers you found. But what do you expect? Delphi's got talent. I may have neglected to mention this, but I'd already booked the show before I met you. It's at the Crazy Raven tonight. Actually, it's right now. And we are late. So follow me. Okay. Anyway. What the fuck? Am I moving the building? So we all know the plan, yeah? I don't think I do. Well, don't worry, Ace. We got it all sorted for you. Just follow our lead. We're gonna do great. Great! Yo, you folks ready or what? The hold on is practically here. They're out there waiting, man. The whole town? You think they got anything better to do tonight? I hope you are worth the wait. Soon as you're ready, stage is right through this door. Hello. It's gonna be great, man. Depois disto, Irate Gamer. Peço muitas desculpas. Não é mesmo por mal. Espetáculo. Melhor que isto só Nothing Else Matters. Yeah, they really like us. It sounds like they want an encore. Well, anyone got anything? It's my time to shine. Wait, did someone just go out there? Uh-oh. This one's in memory of my mom. It's an old song she used to play about the Queen of Winds. Começava tudo a dizer buuu, a tirar tomates. Isto é um bocado dramático demais. Is it just me? É tipo um clipe dos 80s. Até o pirata foi lá ver. Esqueci-me do resto. Eia, almighty. I was so nervous. You played beautifully, Ash. Thanks. Was that really the song of the Overseer? Yeah. Did I answer your... Miriam's never gonna believe this. Até ressonar é cantar para ele. Well, that's it for me. That's it for me. At least for now.
They can't get rid of me that easily. Maybe I'll hide in there.
Realista. Man, aquela cobra foi tão podre, meu. Aqueles... cobra CGI.
Alright, so here we are with the episode of Kool-Aid Man. Now, I always loved...
Ao que o gajo... Olha, o Irate Gamer estava tipo... Mano, eu contratei alguém de propósito para fazer uma cobra CGI. Depois vais a ver, bem podre. Mas pronto, olha...
Kool-Aid Man, he was a big part of my childhood. And I just had to review the video games. And around this time, he was starting to re-enter pop culture, especially with Family Guy. So I thought this is a great time to review.
Hello, guys.
And I actually built a Kool-Aid Man outfit for this episode. It took me a couple weeks, a lot of supplies. To actually build a Kool-Aid Man outfit, I had to use cardboard and foam and a bunch of fabric. Oh man, I just got a bunch at Joann Fabrics and made this Kool-Aid Man.
Não me digas, para uma piada de 3 segundos.
A few years later, but yeah, it was really cool.
É assim, Watson, to be fair, depois daquela cobra, não sei se fazia CGI. Mais CGI, até o resto da minha vida.
For the longest time, I'm like, how the heck am I going to have him exploding through the wall? And I kind of photoshopped the sequence frame by frame by frame where he appears slowly and comes out of the wall. And of course, to make the hole in the wall, I took a black trash bag, cut it up, put it on the wall. So when you look at the hole in the wall, yeah, it's a trash bag if you look hard enough.
That's okay.
And I know I covered this previously, but this episode...
A CGI leia-se pena ninguém acabou com mais. Bem, ele fez GIF da parede a desfazer-se.
But my computer crashed on me while I was getting just down to the final moments of rendering this episode out. Computer crashed, got the blue screen of death. I was devastated. I'm like, oh my gosh, I almost had this done. And I went to a few recovery places where they recover hard drives. Could not figure out how to get information off this disk. So I was devastated. I'm like, my gosh, I spent like an a whole month on this thing. So I ended up doing something else. I don't remember what it was, but for months, this episode just stuck in my craw. I'm like, I gotta get Kool-Aid Man out. And so it finally showed up in season 3. Here we go, finally, Kool-Aid Man.
Man, ele alguma vez jogou Kid Icarus?
Kool-Aid Man was a huge advertising icon for kids growing up in the 70s.
Yeah, Kool-Aid
And in the
Man.
old television commercials, he would smash his way into a room whenever kids were looking for something to drink. His popularity was so huge that it even crossed over into the realm of video games. Now there are 2 different Kool-Aid games that were made, one for the Atari and one for the Intellivision. Now since both these games are completely different from each other, for this review, we'll be looking at both. First, let's go ahead and check out the Atari version. Now the first thing we see in this game is the familiar scene of Kool-Aid Man bursting through the wall.
Yes.
And this is a very nice touch, because what could be cooler than that? Oh yeah! Kool-Aid Man! Oh yeah! What the hell? That's my wall you just destroyed! Oh yeah! Damn it, Kool-Aid Man, I'm in the middle of a game review. Get the hell out of here!
Agora Bugs Bunny.
Okay!
Eu adorava que fosse o fim de...
How come all these interruptions always happen on my show? Alright,
Hey,
so after the
that's not
nostalgic
true.
intro, the game begins, and you get to play as Kool-Aid Man. Now the enemies in this game are colored balls that fly back and forth across the screen, and depending on where they're released, determines their color. In this row, we only find red balls. In this row, we find orange balls. And in this row, we find the dreaded blue balls, which is the true enemy of males everywhere. Now
Oh,
these
yeah.
enemies are called thirsties. And in this game, they travel around the screen and randomly stop to extend a straw into the pool of water below in order to start sucking it dry. Now as Kool-Aid Man, your job is to collect these thirsties only while they're drinking. Because if you touch them while they're moving, shit! They bounce your ass across the screen.
Why would you
This
be
especially gets
bounced?
annoying later in the game when the enemies keep knocking you into other enemies over and over again.
É tipo arcade game?
Oh, come on! This also becomes a pain in the ass when the water's almost gone and you can't even collect the enemy in time.
Well, that's the point. Really? Sonic drowning?
Shit! Now, thankfully, there are also a few power-up items
Okay.
you can pick up in this game. Periodically, letters will randomly fly across the screen, and each one represents a different ingredient that makes up Kool-Aid. If you manage to catch just one, your player will go from being a sissy small pitcher of Kool-Aid into a huge hulking invincible Kool-Aid killing machine.
Fuck
Nothing's standing in your way now. Oh yeah!
Olef, quando é que fazes uma
yeah!
stream em que fazes tipo
Oh yeah!
best
God
score,
damn it, Kool-Aid Man again?
world record
Oh yeah!
de Kool-Aid Atari?
Don't you realize I have a door? Oh yeah! Just get the hell out of my house! Okay! Now each level has 30 enemies you have to destroy. Once you've gotten them all, you get to advance to the next level, and everything moves just a little bit faster than before. But even though level 1 is pretty simple to beat, just wait until you reach level 50. Holy shit!
E são as duas piadas são a mesma
Hell with this
piada.
game. Now, for those of you who can't get enough of the big red guy, there was also a second game produced for the Intellivision. Now, upon starting, you take control of 2 kids, and their mission is to go around a huge 3-story house and collect the 3 ingredients that make up Kool-Aid. Now, after locating one, it's your job to pick it up and bring it over to the kitchen area.
God, this looks
You can tell
terrible.
it's a kitchen by the giant sink. Now, each kid can carry one item. and this really comes in handy when you're trying to beat the game's 10-minute time limit. Now during all your running back and forth, you'll also notice that there are 2 thirsties roaming around the house. Instead of touching them like in the Atari version, you'll want to avoid these guys at all costs, because if you get too close to them, they'll change direction and start to chase after you. Now this is something that you don't want to happen, because if they manage to catch up to you, one of the kids will be frozen in place.
Oh no.
Get hit a second time, and the game will be over. This especially sucks when both kids are carrying items, because the item also gets frozen in place along with the kid. Not even a Final Fantasy item will cure this petrification. Damn.
Oh my god.
Now, grabbing both the Kool-Aid mix
O
and
som do
ginger
Final
items are
Fantasy
pretty
acordou a
easy
minha
to do.
cadela.
But the sugar, on the other hand, is placed just
Infelizmente
within your
voltou a
reach.
dormir.
The only way to grab it is by finding the step ladder that's directly above it. So after grabbing the ladder and bringing it back to the table, it's time to grab the sugar. But not so fast, because you also have to make sure you drop it directly in front of the table. If you place it just off to the right, you'll climb up and won't be able to reach it. Place it off to the left, you'll climb up and, where the hell am I? Now, if you fail to make Kool-Aid before the timer runs out, you'll end up getting the big fat game over screen. And rightly so, because even if you can't make Kool-Aid in real life in under 10 minutes, it's pretty much game over for you too there, pal. Damn it! Alright, so after you've collected all 3 ingredients and placed them in the kitchen, you'll finally be able to make Kool-Aid and summon the Kool-Aid Man. Now it's time to sit back and watch the magic begin.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh, come on!
Hold on, desculpem interromper, mas apareceu uma notícia a dizer que o filme do Morbius vai voltar ao cinema por causa dos memes. That's so cool. Oh, I'm Marvin. I'm Marvin. Parece que o Johnny Depp vai voltar a ser... eu queria ter visto a primeira vez. Porque eu adoro Morbius desde o animated series do Spider-Man. E o filme ser mau é um bónus. Rumores de Johnny Depp, Jack Sparrow. Ainda bem, meu. I hate all women. Let's go.
Come on, Kool-Aid Man! Why the hell you keep destroying my house? Oh yeah! You burst in here one more time and your days are numbered, pal. Okay.
Vou clipar isso fora de contexto.
So after Kool-Aid Man smashes his way into the game, your job now
Eu
is
acho
to
que
hunt
dentro
down
de
the
contexto
Bruceys
chega.
that were chasing after the kids. Once you've found them both,
Não é
the
preciso estar
mission is
fora.
over, and you get to advance to the next level. Now you get the pleasure of doing it all over again. Again and 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 again until you lose your mind from making Kool-Aid.
Oh, Watson, sabes quem é o Fajardas? Já te contei quem é esse gajo.
Well, I'm starting to get sick of this game. Oh yeah! Oh,
That guy's a character. Era do meu curso e era maluco, claro. E foi cancelado inúmeras vezes por odiar mulheres. Mas ele odeia mesmo, eu não odeio. Ele odeia mesmo. E então, lembras-te de ter mostrado os filmes do Kevin Sorbo, o gajo que fez de Hércules, aqueles filmes de... Ai, como é que era? Chamados God is Dead. Eu mostrei-te isso que eram reviews do Cinema Snob. Pronto. Estava a fazer scroll do Twitter e vejo o Fajardas a fazer like a coisas. E o que era? Era a conta do Kevin Sorbo. E era ele a dizer assim: bem, se pessoas de 18 anos não podem decidir se podem ter armas ou não, ou não têm maturidade para decidir se têm armas ou não, Então pessoas de 5 anos não deveriam ter maturidade para decidir se são trans ou não. Eu, uau! Não, that's far-fetched. Tipo, uma coisa não está assim lá muito relacionada com a outra. Mas, opá, ganda Hércules mesmo, sim senhor. Adoro como as coisas se ligam. Uau.
That's
Anyway.
it, Kool-Aid Man. You jumped through your last hole, buddy. Oh no! Time to get me some Kool-Aid.
Eu devia seguir a conta do Kevin Sorbo. Não devia só ver posts quando o Fajardas faz like.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Now back to Ronnie the Skeleton's Christmas special. Oh, look, it's snowing. I can't believe it. It's another Christmas miracle. Boy, I love this show. Looks like I'm gonna need some more Kool-Aid.
Oh, he killed the guy? Eu já não estava a olhar para o Kool-Aid, vou ser honesto.
Oh, this is gonna be great. Great stuff.
What the fuck is this tangent?
Alright, so now we're at the...
Já disse uma vez, houve um dia qualquer que estava aqui chilling na tua stream, mas aí quando ele apareceu fiquei desconfortável. Não és a primeira pessoa, nem a última. Eu já te contei da rapariga com quem eu estava no comboio e o Fajardo sentou-se lá connosco, começou a falar e ela saiu logo. Levantou-se e saiu logo.
Last episode of Season 3, the two-part episode of Mario is Missing / Mario's Time Machine. And I released this in 2 parts. And this is the last of the standard definition episodes because after this episode I was like, you know what? The show's growing. I'm starting to make money off this show, so I'm going to upgrade my camera, upgrade my equipment.
Tu não sabes do lore, Watson, mas um dia que estejas cá e estejas com a Catarina, eu vou dizer assim, olha Catarina, ele não sabe do lore, conta-lhe, e ela, com todo o gosto.
Computer software, all that good stuff. So things only exploded from here in scale and grandeur. Now, there were a couple other episodes that I released in Season 3 that got shifted to Season 4, and those were the History of Video Game series. I think I did 3 episodes.
Todo gosto ou todo desgosto? Acho que os dois ao mesmo tempo.
Actually, episode 25, so wherever that falls. But once I got the new cameras and things like that, I ended up going back and reshooting the History of Video Game series in HD because I started having
History of Video Games? Espera, History of Video Games faz parte de Irate Gamer ou é outra cena?
Asking me if they could show those episodes.
Eu que ainda quero ver o
like,
Micro Machines.
Absolutely, that's the coolest thing I ever heard. So, yeah, and I have had so many
Que é o vídeo que
people
ele fez para aí no ano
contact
passado.
saying, hey, I watched you in my class. So that was really cool to hear, and that's why I went back and refilmed those, so all the History of Video Game series could be in HD. So yeah, that's why I shifted those out of Season 3. But of course, now we're on to the last episode, which is the Mario's Missing episode. And boy, I tell you, the storyline in this one is just cut above everything else in Season 3. And the storyline here is actually based on a movie called Sliding Doors.
Estás grande como o caralho. Estás meio com amplificador, tu?
A few sitcoms actually adapted that storyline.
Já reparaste que estás meio com
Frasier, they
amplificador?
did an episode where timelines switched back and forth depending on the character's decisions. So that's where I got the idea for this episode. And I thought, since we have Mario's Missing and Mario's Time Machine, 2 different franchises, it'd be kind of funny if the timeline kind of shifted based on me picking either game. So very, very ambitious story to throw into an Irate Gamer episode. And I tell you, this took me a lot of time in the script writing phase because I had to make sure everything flowed nicely. And I'm like, okay, well, where does one timeline deviate where the other one, leads to a good path, and the other one is a path that leads to all kinds of tragedy.
Faz uma storyboard, maninho.
Yeah, I hope you like this one. Brought back Ronnie, of course, and by then, Ronnie, people started loving and warming up to Ronnie because he was just placed in some really good situations. And the ending bit with the photographs is actually based on a movie
Quadro de
called National
cortiça.
Lampoon's Vacation. And I tell you,
É bom para fazer diagramas de
worked
timelines.
on those photographs, my God, it took me, I think half a week or a week just to make those 7 or 8 images, which was done totally in Photoshop. I mean, I was dedicated to my craft, man. Even though it's only like a 20 to 30 second clip, man, I spent all week on that. But yeah, it was a labor of love. And
Por acaso é um bocado a cena deste gajo, é passar muito tempo para fazer cenas curtas que não têm piada. No, that's
just made season
dedication.
3 that much better.
That's like working hard, not smart. Next level. I love this guy. Mostra bem a paixão do homem. A paixão aqui não é o que está em questão,
In the early
sequer.
1990s, Super Mario World became an instant hit with gamers. So Nintendo in turn made 2 more Mario
Really?
titles.
Super Mario World?
But instead of making
Ah,
another
outra
fun
coisa.
side-scrolling adventure game, they made 2 shitty educational games. And these were called Mario's Time Machine and Mario's Missing.
Só me
Now, I
lembro do
only have
Mario is
time to review
Missing.
one of these games, so which one should I choose? Now, I'm sure that reviewing
Aposto que ele vai
either
para o
of
da
these
esquerda.
games will affect the outcome of my day, so I should probably choose wisely. Well, I guess I'll review Mario is Missing.
Oh! Timeline
Okay, so
1.
the story is Mario's been kidnapped. So for this game, you'll be playing as Luigi. Now, picking any of these doors in the main area will transport you to a different city around the world.
Is this
And you'll
proto
quickly learn by talking to the
Luigi's
townspeople
Mansion?
that these cities are being overrun by Koopa turtles. Hey, there's another one. Hey, what the hell? Did I just walk right through them? What kind of bullshit game is this? Sure, you can bash their brains in all you want.
What were they
but you won't be
thinking?
able to do a damn thing about it. So wait a minute. This game pretty much gives you diplomatic immunity. Sweet! Hey, maybe I can get away with pissing on public property too. Oh yeah, that's the stuff.
This gives a bunch of diarrhea dicks.
Okay, so after picking up an item a Koopa turtle has dropped, it's then time to take it over to an
I'd
information
rather
booth.
eat.
Now, what I find odd at this point
buffalo.
is that the receptionist doesn't take the item back right away. Instead, she'll just sit there and ask you a bunch of questions. Hey, what the hell do you think this is, lady? The Spanish Inquisition? Just take back the damn
Spanish
item.
Inquisition? This guy sucks. Anyway.
So once Luigi returns all 3 stolen items and Mario is missing, it's now time to get the hell out of here. So after returning back to the main
He's
area
very funny.
and picking another door, you'll arrive in a brand new city, and your long and boring search for 3 more items will begin all over again. Well, you lucky bastard. Now this game has a total of 14 boring as shit levels to explore. So if you manage not to hang yourself by the end of this game, then consider yourself a winner.
Wow.
Oh, you're playing a Mario game. You mind if I watch? Well, if you don't mind being bored to tears, be my guest. Oh, this
Bored
is
to
great.
tears.
So after completing all the levels, we then arrived at the last boss of the game. Just what the hell is this? A Koopa Bull? He can't even hurt you either. What a joke. So after you defeat this stupid thing, you'll be able to free Mario from his prison, and you'll get a screen that just says, "Thank you." Come
Yo,
on, this
you
is all I
saved
get?
Mario.
You gotta be shitting me. I played this game for over 3 hours.
Man.
So Mario's Missing is a piece of shit.
Yo, este jogo está na Virtual Console? Da Switch? Eu não sei como é que se chama.
The other game.
Como é que se chama na Switch? Não é Virtual Console, é NES Classics ou SNES Classics. Can't lose the game if there's no game to begin with.
Now, I only have time to review one of these games, so which one should I choose? Now, I'm sure that reviewing either of these games will affect the outcome of my day, so I should probably choose wisely. Well, I guess I'll review Mario's Time Machine.
Man, o conceito de timelines é engraçado, mas por que implementar assim? I don't know, man.
In this game, you take control of Mario, and in the first area, Mario has a choice of picking from any of these 7 doors. After picking one, you'll then enter into an area that's a classic throwback to the first Mario Brothers game. So after defeating all 3 turtles and picking up the item they leave behind, it's time to head over to your time machine and figure out which time period the item belongs
Este tem
to.
top loader?
So since we picked up a torch, odds are it came from
Não, eu acho que para ser mesmo uma VGN rip-off tinha que ter um maninho toaster.
Greece. In each time period, your mission objective is to return the item from the area it was stolen. And figuring this out should be
Pois, eles podem jogar qualquer jogo, não é? Yeah.
pretty simple. I mean, torch stand, yeah, that's a no-brainer. So after you've successfully returned the item, the day is saved. Now you return back to the first area to pick another door, and fight off another set of turtles. Oh boy, another set? So after you've defeated this set of turtles, they now drop an apple. So this probably belongs to the time of Sir Isaac Newton. At the end of this level, we come to a huge tree. So the only thing left to do now is to drop off the item. Wrong location? Son of a bitch! Ugh, and now the game bitch slaps you by having a little bird fly across the screen to take the item away from you. What a dick! Now you have no choice but to head back to your time machine, re-enter the same door, kill 3 more turtles, grab the dropped item, hop your happy ass back into the time machine, return to the level, and head back to the tree. Whew, I thought this game was supposed to be fun. Yeah, I'm having a real party over here. So where exactly am I supposed to put this stupid apple? They don't really want me to put it in the tree, do they?
Sorry. Fuck, sorry.
Oh, you motherfuckers! I hate
Pussi no
this game.
microfone.
After completing a room, Mario will then place bricks in front of the door. Now it's time to enter through another door, and you guessed it, kill off more of these stupid turtles. But now, they'll start dropping items that are hard to figure out which time period they come from. Like the steering wheel, for instance. Now where's this go? Well, I guess we'll try 1602. Okay, so drop it here and, damn it!
What
And here
didn't
comes
you
that
know?
stupid bird again.
A falta de
You
region
little
lock no
shit.
top loader?
I got a bird of my own for you. Oh, you're playing a Mario game. You mind if I watch? Ronnie, I don't have time for your crap today. Get the hell out of here. Oi, vey, what a grouch. If
Tadinho
you
do
mess up
Ronnie.
at any point in Mario's
Estou a
time
começar a
machine,
gostar do Ronnie.
you'll be forced to go back and kill more of these stupid damn turtles. After you've killed them off again, they now drop a quill pen. Well, let's try taking this over to Gettysburg. Makes sense, right?
Nuva! Estou a ver
Come
o
on,
Irate
again?
Gamer. Excelente época do YouTube, meu.
Yeah, take that, asshole! So after going back and killing a shitload of more turtles, they now drop a sledgehammer. Hey, now I definitely know where this
Ele não
one
sabe o que
goes.
simboliza
In
Quill
the
and Pen.
1980s, Peter
Nem ele, nem
Gabriel
ninguém.
did have a hit song called Sledgehammer. So 1989, here we come. Alright, let's see if this
A
works.
VGN.
Well, hot damn, another success. Yeah, brick that shit up, Mario. At last we come to the final door. But before you can enter, you're given a pop quiz and all the information you should have been reading throughout the game. And you did remember to read all this stuff, right? Well, shit, me neither. Oh well,
Constituição
I'll just
americana.
consult the
Okay.
Nintendo Power magazine.
Nintendo Power.
So
Nintendo
just what is
Power.
behind this big huge door, you ask?
Not that hard. I mean,
Well, nothing more but tons
first
of
of
more
all,
turtles.
primeiro, tens de estar atento ao vídeo, o que é muito fodido para mim. Em segundo lugar, se estiveres atento ao vídeo, percebes que isto é um jogo educacional. Portanto, that makes sense.
Holy shit, look at them all! What? Actually, I'm just messing with you. Because the last boss, in fact, is Bowser. And just like every other
Problema
pathetic enemy in
é que
this
isto é
game,
muito
he won't
fodido
be
de estar
able to hurt
atento.
you. So after defeating him, because you will defeat him, you get to free your pal Yoshi. But wait a minute.
Yoshi?
How the hell did Yoshi get caught in the first place? I bet this
Nobody
bozo was
knows.
outside waiting for me after dropping me off at the beginning of the game. So what the hell?
How is Yoshi related to any of this?
So Mario's time machine is a piece of shit.
Oh! As duas timelines foram dar ao mesmo.
Now, if you thought the NES version was bad, you ain't seen nothing yet. Because they also made a
Passa,
version
então.
of Mario's Time Machine for the Super Nintendo.
Oh, Lucas!
Again,
Queres ver o
Mario's
cão?
given the task of returning items to the past that Bowser has stolen. In the main area, you'll have the option of picking from 5 items. And after picking one, it's then time to consult your history book
Peraí.
and activate your time machine. And
Zelda.
wait a minute, everything now has to be inputted manually? Holy shit, I'll be here all day! And the worst part is that you just don't go straight to the next level.
How you doing,
Oh, no.
man?
Instead, you'll be transported to a surfing board level. Now what the hell does this have to do with time travel? Jumping gigawatts. Just give me a flux capacitor so I can get the hell out of here. What the hell's that smell?
O que é que vocês conseguem ver? Um cão a tentar brincar com a minha mão, não é?
I'm sure it's nothing. Now, if you thought the NES version was bad,
Vocês sabem que quando eu estou,
nothing yet, because they also made a version.
Quando eu estou nas meets, quando eu estou nas meets, tipo daily, tipo ao meio-dia, do trabalho, eu estou tipo a dizer o que é que fiz e não sei o que é assim que são as dailies, não é? E está o caralho da cadela, sem eu reparar, a brincar com a minha mão e eu não, conscientemente não reparo, meu. Então o pessoal todo está tipo a rir-se, a ver o cão a brincar com a minha mão e eu estou tipo, o quê? E só depois de acabar é que eu estou tipo, ei, o que estás a fazer, meu? Olha aí. A culpa é minha, não é? Eu é que incito a este tipo de brincadeiras. Mas a verdade é que eu àquela hora não reparo.
Version of Mario's missing for the Super Nintendo.
Eu não sei se ela me ouve, eu não sei se ela me ouve a brincar, desculpa, a falar e fica com inveja ou quer atenção, não sei o que é.
So that can only mean more of this damn walking bullshit. Great. Now you can try to save time by jumping into these pipes because they do end up warping you around the city.
Yes.
Half the time they'll come in handy by sending you in the direction you're heading, but other times they'll transport you totally out of your way.
Dog.
What the hell? Whoa! Okay, so after you've found one of the 3 missing items, it's time to return it and answer more of the receptionist's
Bitch.
stupid questions.
Transamerica.
Answer them correctly, and she'll take back the stolen item. Answer them wrong, and she'll get all pissy with you. I'll find you, stupid bitch. I'll just keep the stupid item.
Come back when
I
you
always
have your
wanted the
facts
Westminster
straight.
Abbey anyway. What the hell's that smell? Huh, smells like a gas leak. I'll go fix it. Oh, well thanks, Ronnie. Well, it's a good thing he was here. So after answering correctly, she'll take
Well,
the
this is
item
the
from
good
you,
timeline,
and
the
building will be
timeline
open for
1,
business.
right?
Do this in all 3 locations, and you'll finish out the level. Just like in the NES version, there are a total of 14 levels to complete. So that means tons of turtle searching,
Wait,
townspeople
what do you mean NES version? Ele está a jogar o Mario is Missing versão quê? Este episódio na história dele tem duas timelines. Timeline 1 ele joga Mario is Missing, Timeline 2 ele joga Mario's Time Machine, acho eu. E na primeira timeline, quando o Ronnie, que é o gajo, o Skelly Man, lhe pergunta se pode vê-lo a jogar, na primeira ele diz, sure, whatever. E na segunda ele diz, vai-te foder. E nas duas, há um gas leak. E agora o que acabou de acontecer é que na timeline 1, o Ronnie disse, eu arranjo a gas leak, meu.
talking and pointless
Já estás up to date.
question answering. Who painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel? Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, or Splinter? Okay, you know what? That's probably the most amusing thing you'll find in this entire game.
It's a good
But as
one.
for everything
That's a
else,
good one.
It just seems like walking, and more boring walking. And these clips are sped up by
Be kind
300%, so
or
imagine
you'll
this game
die.
at normal speed.
Yeah.
Well, there you
Extreme.
go. I fixed the gas leak for you.
A gas leak.
Already? Boy, that was quick. Yeah, well, I'm a quick worker. Wow. Well, thanks, Ronnie. You probably saved my life. Yeah, I know. Just wait till you get my bill. What?
Wait, o que é que ele disse?
No, quick worker. Wow. Well, thanks, Ronnie. You probably saved my life. Yeah, I know. Just wait till you get my bill.
I don't understand what he's saying. Something about a bill?
Wait till you get my bill.
Just wait till you get my bill? Yes, Leak. De onde é que ele é? Ele é daquela área de Nova York, não é? Qual é a área? Eu esqueço-me sempre. O Aleph costuma lembrar-me. Do Bronx? Yes,
So
Leak.
after arriving at your time period in Mario's time machine, it's time to talk
New
to the
Jersey?
local townspeople.
Eu não acho que é. Não. Não é nem do Bronx nem de New Jersey. Quer dizer. Fuck. Espera, de onde é que. I keep forgetting. Eu acho. De onde é que este é? O sotaque dele é de onde? Thick New York? Wait, that's not the question. Very strong Jewish New York? Boston, é isso. Eu acho que Boston era o que eu estava no que eu estava a pensar. Anyway.
Because in order to advance in the level, you're required to fill in the blanks of your history book first.
Jewish
Now, in any other
accent?
game, you'd have the option to pick the answer from 4 different choices. Not 4 fucking hundred.
Just because there's a social security number?
Holy shit!
Josh Constanza Beans. Espera, será que o. Tá aqui. Estes episódios.
These beans won't open, Jerry. Well, keep twisting. It's an old can opener. I just got back from the
Reparem
dry
na,
cleaners.
pessoal, reparem na continuidade da camisa dele, ok?
A big bean sauce all over my shirt. That's it, Jerry. I'm done with beans. Done with beans? No more beans. All beans? All beans.
Já perdeu a continuidade.
Fava beans? Done. Lima beans? Through with lima. Kidney beans? No more kidney. Pinto beans? Done. Navy bean? Through. Red beans, black beans, green beans? All of the colored beans, gone. What about string beans? You gotta love string beans. Not anymore. Oh!
Oi, véi.
Garbanzo? No more garbanzo. What about Skittles? They're the beans of candy. What about jelly beans? Well, now that's using your bean.
Isto é a minha coisa mais revista no YouTube, não é? I'm sorry, guys. Vou continuar.
There's really no reason for this. So after filling out this stupid book, it's time to take the item to its rightful owner, and your job here will be
É o
complete.
melhor?
But if you try
prefiro
returning the
Chicabi.
item before the history book is filled out, they'll tell you to piss off.
Chacabi.
Well, same to you, Sir Isaac, asshole. Who knew that Sir Isaac Newton was such a dick? Where the hell's that smell coming from?
Oh no.
Now, Mario's Time Machine has a total of 15 boring levels to play through. And if you can stay awake long enough to reach the last boss, you'll receive one of 2 different endings. If you finish the stages in the correct order, you'll send Bowser back
What
to the
about
Stone
jelly
Age
beans?
and watch him as he gets flattened by a dinosaur's foot, Monty Python style. But if you complete these stages out of order, you still get to send Bowser back to the Stone Age. But this time, there is no dinosaur foot. Oh, well, that's just great. You know what's worse than playing a boring-ass game for over 4 hours? Playing a boring-ass game for over 4 hours and finding out you got the shittier ending.
In the wrong order?
Well, I guess the only thing left to do now is to burn this piece of shit out of existence.
Oh no, he's going to die. No, I rate gamer.
Throughout the game Mario is missing, Luigi travels to places like China, Paris, Australia, and even through the streets of Mexico City. Hey, what's this guy want? Give me your wallet! Those damn banditos! So after completing all the
Timeline
levels
2.
in this game, you'll finally
Timeline
be able
2
to
não
release
conta.
Mario from his prison. And it's about damn time, too. I'm not even sure why the hell Luigi had to travel around the world in the first place. In fact, they could have just called this game National Lampoon's Luigi's Vacation, and nobody would really be the wiser. Boy, that looks fun. I would love to travel to all those places. Yeah, I definitely second that. Oh yeah? Well then let's go! Oh, really? This'll be great! Alright.
Why do you exist? They actually went there. Como é que o Irate Gamer disse? O gajo disse que teve montes de tempo a editar isto, que é tipo um love to his craft. Oh meu Deus, as proporções. I'm not so sure about that. Peter Gabriel live. Nessa aquela música, Aleph e Watson. Já fui ao Brasil. Season 4 está aqui, meu.
Alright guys, welcome to the long-awaited Irate Gamer Season 4 Remastered series. And for this season, you'll probably notice that I did a little bit of shuffling with the episode order because back in 2010 when these episodes came out, I was doing 2 different shows concurrently. I had the Irate Gamer Show and the History of Video Games series, which I started at the end of Season 3. So there's a couple episodes that predate Season 4, but I decided to take all 10 episodes of the History of Video Games and slam them all together in its own season, because you need to see this season before you move on to the next season with where I go into a whole season arc of all the characters that I established. And so yeah, that'll be the new Season 5. And the entire reason I did the History of Video Game series was based on this book right here, which was coincidentally titled The Ultimate History of Video Games. When I read this book, I loved it so much. I thought, boy, I would love to make a visual representation of some of the early history of video gaming, because this was, I think it was 2010. You went on the internet back then and there wasn't anything to talk about the early days of video gaming. It was all about the NES and Sega and everything that happened after that. Nothing that covered the Odyssey, Space War, the early pioneers. And I thought if I could take this book and visually present it in an entertaining way under the Irate Gamer banner, I thought it would be just a recipe for a win. So every episode that I ended up doing in this series took a lot of time researching. In fact, when it comes to computer space, nowhere did I find, and it wasn't even covered in this book even, there was actually 2 different types of computer space made. There was a 1-player and a 2-player, and the only reason I figured it out was because I kept looking at different pictures and I'm like, wait a minute, the button configuration is very different. So yeah, I uncovered kind of like this lost history, and I threw it up there, and I think like 2 years later that little tidbit ended up showing up on Wikipedia, which that information just did not exist prior to my review. So it was kind of cool to bring that information to light. So with this season, I thought instead of popping in before every episode and talking about it, I would put all my commentary at the beginning of this series, because these episodes are best watched in a binge type scenario where we were watching each episode back to back to back. So I don't have too much to say on the later episodes. It's just I have all of my fond memories with the early episodes. Now with the first episode, you'll notice that it's kind of slow, and I'm trying to get the feel for the series, but it seems like after that, episode 2 onward, it moves a lot better. So if you're bored with the first episode, don't worry, it gets a lot better. Also, at the same time, you'll notice that there was a vast upgrade in graphics. I was moving to HD. At that time, I got a new camera, a new computer, new software. So I was really learning the ropes of what I could do with Premiere Pro. And I could do all these really amazing scenes that you'll see. In fact, there are actually 2 episodes in this remastered edition that I tried to upscale as best as I could. Episode 1 and 4 were done, I rendered those out in 720p, which isn't really true HD quality. With episode 2 and 3, I was able to go back and redo those episodes, so those are, you know, in high definition quality. But yeah, a lot of growing pains in this season. In fact, once you start to get around the episode of Atari versus Midway, which is probably one of my favorite installments of this series, you know, I just love it. You can see the timing is on, the comedy beats are on, the editing, the effects, and it just runs smoothly. So I just love those later episodes, and the early episodes are great as well. So for episode 1, you could tell I was trying to feel things out and figure out how this series is going to go, and by episode 2, I pretty much figured it out. And with episode 2, this was a rough episode to put together. First of all, this was my first console review, and I wanted to make sure it went off without a hitch. And one of the things I wanted to do, which I thought was quite clever, is since it was the Magnavox Odyssey, I thought I would parody the Space Odyssey movie because of the Odyssey name, and use the artificial intelligence from that movie, the antagonist HAL, and bring it over into an artificial intelligence that was in my Magnavox Odyssey console. So a lot of jokes that played off that, which I think worked well. So one of the things that I most remember about this episode was getting a working unit for the video. That was the hardest part because I ended up going on eBay and I purchased one. And look, I didn't have a lot of money back then, but to get one off eBay then was like $250, I think. And so I got that, I opened it up, I fired it up, and it didn't work. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? So I was like, okay, I've got to get another one. So I purchased another one. That arrived, I opened up the box, fired it up, that didn't work. I'm like, oh my gosh, so I've got 2 of them. So the last thing I want to do is buy a third that doesn't work. Thankfully, I have a friend that is an engineer, and he's like, well, bring him over, we'll make a day of it, get it working. And he did just that. So I just remember spending hours over there. He's taking parts out of both units, and he was able to get a working console out of this thing. But it's so frustrating. The only downside was that we couldn't get a fully functional. There's certain features that we could not get to work perfectly on this thing. And so when I did this review, I poured all my frustrations out on this machine in that review. Now, interestingly enough, about a month or so later, the creator of Magnavox Odyssey, Ralph Baer, emailed me, and I had read all about him in this book. So I kind of had like stars in my eyes. I'm like, oh my gosh, Ralph Baer. And he's like, I watched your review and I think you're a little bit unfair on how you reviewed this. And after reading it, I was like, you know what? You're absolutely right. Because what I was doing, and I was like, look, I probably went a little bit overboard because I had explained to him all the frustrations I had and of getting this console, getting this unit working, and I had explained to him my humor, and after that he was pretty cool. He's like, oh, okay, I understand. But one of the things that I did was I reviewed the console by today's standards instead of the standards back in 1970, because it was a pretty revolutionary thing, but by today's standards, it's like, well, what the hell's this thing? And I am glad he brought that to my attention because it helped me become a better reviewer. Case in point, when I started reviewing things like the Television and Magnavox Odyssey 2, I made sure to review it the exact same way I would have reviewed it if I had lived in the 1970s. So yeah, it was so cool hearing from Ralph Baer, and those emails, he's since passed away, but those emails, I'll always cherish those emails that I got from him because he was just a great guy and to talk to, and just a very friendly. So yeah. Now with the third installment with the first set of Atari games, this was another review I really had to research. None of this stuff was online, if it was, the information was few and far between. It was not succinctly put like, this game came first, this one second. No, I had to really research and dig because, you know, everything in that video was not covered in this book. Still to this day, there is not a comprehensive arcade game book that you could just go through and be like, okay, this game came first. These games came out in this year or that year, which I hope somebody does tackle that in the future. But right now, no, there is no book like that, which I would love to see. But yeah, I just remember finding these games, and I'm like, wow, where am I going to find an emulator for these games? So that was another half of the battle, trying to figure out, okay, well, where's the emulation for these games? So I really had to dig deep to even find those things, and thankfully I pulled it off. Now, as for the fourth installment and beyond, they're pretty much self-explanatory. I did a lot of green screening and a lot of effects work, and I was really trying to strive for Hollywood-style effects, especially when it came to the Stampede video game, the parody that I did. Boy, that took me...
Obrigado pelo aviso. First of all, tudo de volta. Second of all, qual foi a consola que ele teve dificuldades em arranjar e acabou por arranjar?
Like a couple weeks to
E porquê que ele está há 10 minutos a falar esta merda?
Together, because I had 7 layers of Chris's running down the Stampede line, and each one of them had, you know, things happening simultaneously, and things. The camera angle was just jumping all around the screen, and boy, that was a lot of work. And I just kept with each episode. I think I really went overboard, but the end result was really great, especially with those later episodes. I mean, it's just fantastic visuals.
Fantastic.
And I'm very proud of this season. Now, people have asked me, you know, will you continue the history of video game series? And I would love to, because where I left off was the golden age of video gaming, and those were some of the best video games out there, in my opinion. And you know, if I do end up doing more episodes, it'll be in, you know, what standalone episodes, as opposed to me going, oh, this is history of video games part 11. So if I do that in the future, you know, that's how it will be presented. So here's 4, all 10 episodes of the history of video game series.
Depois disso já ter parado de ser vendido.
For over 35 years, video games have played a vital role throughout our history. From Pac-Man, to Mario, to Sonic the Hedgehog.
Aquela que no episódio da VGN ele jogou com uma poia. I don't know. 10 episódios de seguida? 1h24.
The industry has managed to produce a legacy that runs deep into our culture. The journey from point A to point B is not as clear-cut as one would expect. There are many hardships, rivalries, and cutthroat industry tactics that shape the industry into what it is today.
Cão.
But in order to tell this interesting saga, you must go back and start at the beginning.
Já é tarde, cão. Ladra de tarde.
Back in 1961, computers were just emerging as a new technology, and one of the few places you could even find one was at the MIT University. During that same year, a student by the name of Steve Russell started work on a computer program that was revolutionary for its time. What he ended up creating was a video game called Space War. Now, the game shown here is not an exact replica of the original, but it's pretty darn close. Space War is a 2-player game that allows each player to take control of a tiny spaceship.
Man,
and it becomes your mission to destroy the other player by shooting him before he can destroy you. You'll also have to worry about this small dot in the center of the screen, which represents the sun. And if you accidentally touch it, you die.
Devíamos tentar fazer jogos assim, tipo num dia.
So if you travel too close to it, you'll get sucked in and killed. What a bitch. Now, it is possible to use the gravitational pull to your advantage by slingshotting your shots around the sun. Just make sure you don't accidentally kill yourself. One of the cool aspects about this game is that whenever you're on the verge of being killed or destroyed, all you have to do is press the hyperdrive button and your
Eu não
ship
sei
will
programar.
disappear from the
Oh,
screen.
isso aprendes na. Se eu fizer. Olha, o que é que achas? Se eu fizer stream, aprendes lá.
But be forewarned that once you disappear, you can randomly reappear
Então
anywhere on the
dás
screen.
tu o backseat, meu. Tipo,
Even right next to the sun.
não metas a FIF, meu. Estás a ser estúpido. E eu, ok, desculpa.
How come this never happens to Captain Kirk? The game Space War was an instant hit on campus, but sadly, Steve wouldn't be able to make a dime off the invention since
Tá na hora de
Space
morrer,
War just
então. É
couldn't be
agora.
marketed. At the time, computers like this one cost over $150,000, and the only place you could find them were at universities. And since Space War was only playable on these large computers, the odds of actually playing this game back then were about 1,000,000 to 1.
Whoa, million.
Steve had taken the idea of video games as far as it could go, and the concept of video gaming had to wait almost 9 years until
Muito
a man
cool
by the
a
name
maneira
of
como a
Nolan
parte- a
Bushnell
nave
could
se
take the
parte.
concept to the next level. While attending college, Nolan had become a huge fan of the game Space War, and instantly realized the potential of what computer games could become. After graduating, Nolan set off to create a game like Space War that he could make money off of. He first spent many months building a prototype of the game that would work on a TV rather than a computer. He then took the TV and built a fiberglass cabinet around it and placed the game's controls just below the screen. Even though the product was oddly shaped, Nolan had just created the very first coin-operated video game.
Wow.
He named it Computer Space. Now, believe it or not, there are actually two different versions of Computer Space that were made: the one-player and the two-player game.
Mandei what now?
The two-player games were painted green, and the one-player only games were painted yellow, red, blue, and Bob Euchre. Now, dropping a quarter into this machine would buy you 90 seconds of playtime. In a one-player game, you take control of a spaceship, and it's your job to fly around the screen and destroy as many alien spaceships as you can before the timer runs out. Fire torpedoes! Hell yeah!
Whoa.
But the two-player game, on the other hand, becomes an all-out dogfight between you and the second player. Just like in Space War, the objective is to kill the other guy as many times as possible. But this time, a point system has been added to the game,
A minha parte é o
just so you
som.
can keep track of how many times you beat the crap out of the other player. Once the timer runs out, it's time to tally up your score. Okay, let's see here. My score is 2, and the other player has 64?
Super Mario.
Yes, up yours, bitch.
Sadly, the game Computer Space never caught on, and it was most likely caused by the game's complicated controls. Since each ship had to be controlled by a set of 4 buttons, it was just a little bit too much for people to absorb. A few months later, on May 24th, 1972, inspiration would strike again when Nolan decided to attend a private demonstration of Magnavox's newest
Estes são os
product,
History of Video Games?
and that product was called the Magnavox Odyssey. Coming up in part 2, the Magnavox Odyssey.
Man, just like AVGN, right? Damn.
Nolan Bushnell is keeping very busy with his game, Computer Space. But around the exact same time frame, another man by the name of Ralph Baer had also been working on the idea of video games. But his focus was for attaching them to your TV at home rather than placing them out in the public. After building a prototype, he showed his device to the people at Magnavox. Impressed with what they saw, they decided to market this idea, and the Magnavox Odyssey was born. Now, this very first video game console came with 2 controllers, 6 game cards, and is powered by 6 C batteries.
Whoa.
Alright, let's fire this baby up. Batteries here, controller there, and now we connect the video cable from the console over to the, wait a minute. What the fuck is this? Instead of getting a video cable that looks like this, or this, you end up with this. Of course, if you happen to look in the instruction manual, we see that Magnavox relied on using 2 of the most obscure video connectors ever made just to play this on your television. Especially this one.
Jesus.
Good lord, I'll be scouring the universe just trying to find this part.
Wow. Hollywood style graphics?
Ah, hello, my fine sir. I'm looking for a piece that hooks into this. Yeah, I don't know what the hell they were thinking of either. Alright, so now that we've gotten our video cable, it's time to hook this up and play some Odyssey. And here's a fast fact. If you're thinking that each one of these cards holds its very own game, then you'd be wrong. Because the main overall game is actually built inside the Odyssey itself. Then each card placed into the machine creates its own set of command codes that alters the game in its own unique way. And one of the nice things about the Odyssey is that it only turns on when you place one of these cards in the slot.
Why is that cool?
Let there be life!
I'm so confused.
Hello, Dave. Would you like to play? A game? Yeah, but give me 1 second.
It's
Now,
Frankenstein?
most Odyssey games are intended for 2 players. So thankfully, I was able to score a super rare Odyssey with a HAL artificial intelligence unit built inside to be my opponent. That's correct, Dave. Shall we begin? Of course. And we'll start off with the flagship game of the Odyssey called Tabletop Tennis.
Pera, isto é uma referência ao Odisseia no Espaço? Qual desses filmes é que tem um AI a falar com as pessoas?
Just like in real tennis, the goal here is to keep hitting the ball back and forth until you knock it off the opponent's side of the screen. To bring the ball back into play, the loser must press the reset button on top of his controller. Now, trying to get a feel for this game can take some time, since on the controller, the dial on the left moves you back.
Eu tenho que ver esses filmes, meu. Será que faço isso este fim de semana? Há alguns filmes que eu tenho que ver que são clássicos. Pronto, Aleph. Watch Party. Watch Party de 2001 Odisseia no Espaço. Ouvi dizer que não é para todos. Sabem que filme é que eu quero ver? O filme dos Forchan Schizos. O American Psycho. Nunca vi. Queria ver. Quero fazer catch-up, meu. Quero odiar mulheres, meu.
And forth, and the one on the right moves you up and down. And this little one puts spin on the ball. Spun that sucker right out of the game. Of course, there's always those annoying glitches you can run
Do you like Huey Lewis in the news? Wait, what? I don't even know what that is.
into as well. Oh, for crying out loud.
Soleil foi criado pelo Tarkovsky porque ele foi ver o Space Odyssey do Kubrick e odiou o filme, dizia que era uma porcaria.
Now, in an attempt to make these games even more fun, Magnavox also
banda.
included a whole assortment of accessories to
Alright.
play along with the game. The most vital of these being the plastic overlays that you place onto your TV.
Cool.
So now your regular tennis game can now be played on a green tennis court. Oh, cool! Even though it is the same game. Oh. Place any of these other cards into the machine, and this game is altered so you can play other overlays, like hockey, football, and even skiing. In this game, you're required to navigate the ball down any of these paths in order to reach the end.
Sick.
Of course, by the time this happens, you'll probably die of boredom. You also might see the
You know, para alguém chamado... Para alguém que tem Bors no nome, ele usa a palavra boring demasiadas vezes.
uncanny resemblance that this overlay has to the board game Candyland. Some of these things seem reminiscent of Peppermint Forest and Gumdrop Mountain. I thought this was supposed to be a video game, not a board game. Yeah, what a ripoff. Switching over to a new
Shit,
overlay
Pickle.
brings us to a game called Simon Says, and it works with these flashcards. Alright, Hal, Simon Says, foot. Alright, now Simon Says, nose. Alright, now Simon Says, penis?
That's kind of bigoted. You can't do that nowadays.
Alright, now Simon Says, what the hell's up with these cards? Now Simon Says, Forget it. Let's try one more here. Can't go wrong with roulette. Alright, let's bet some money on 35. Go! 18? Oh man, so close.
Drag on too long.
Alright, well, let's put everything on 22. Go!
Eu não sei. Deixa-me pensar. Será que não foi um bocadinho imatura demais? I don't know. Olha, aquilo no centro parece uma Pokébola.
9? There's not even 9
Quando é que sai o Pokémon? Bora jogar Pokémon, meu. Isso é que vai ser fixe.
on the damn board.
Quero ter um porco. Quero ter o porco. Lechonk.
Well, we could always just play the game Fun Zoo. That works with card number 2. Alright, Hal, let's go look at the lion. Alright.
Eu quero lhe por Lidron Shonk, meu.
Right now, let's go look at the zebra.
Quem é que estava cá quando a internet era só isto? Li por Lidron. Anyway, I'm sorry. Dr. Bombay. Ups, isto era coisas que o Aleph mostrou.
I thought this was supposed to be a fun zoo.
Limite super. Limite supermarket.
Yes, the Odyssey came packaged with tons of these add-on games.
Eu quero Limi
Alright, Hal,
memes
find the
com
state
o
of
porco
Ohio.
agora. Olá, quero que volte.
Now find the state of Florida.
Peraí. Peraí. Isto ainda existe? What the fuck? Isto ainda está up? I want to Lechonk jokes. Hey, whatever.
Ugh, how did Magnavox even think these games would be fun? Hal, find the state of denial. Magnavox eventually went on to release additional games that were sold separately, like the racing game Wipeout that works with Card 5. And even after reading the rules for this game, I still have no idea how the hell you even play it. But of course that's nothing compared to the overcomplicated game Invasion, which needs cards 4, 5, and even 6 to play.
Holy shit!
And you'll be using both the video game and board game at the same time for some very strategic gameplay.
That's fucking sick.
Hello, Dave. Are you winning?
Son?
Beats the hell out of me. Magnavox even produced card number 7 that came packaged with the game
Wait, it's
Volleyball,
called Dave?
and card 8 that came packaged with the game Handball. Magnavox also released cards 9 and 10 that came packaged along with this special light rifle accessory. Now coming across one of these rifles today is next to impossible since they're super hard to find. I mean, one would probably have to sell their soul just to get their hands on one.
Ah, ok.
Well, it
Então,
seems
por
that
agora
I
não temos
finally
telefone.
got the upper hand. I will gladly sell you this light rifle for your soul.
O EVG não fez uma piada com isto, do género, wow, na altura podia-se vender isto, agora já não pode. Tipo isso.
well, sorry Satan, but I already have one.
What? Well, motherfucker!
Não foi bem uma piada, foi
Okay,
mais
well,
uma,
let's just
remark.
Go ahead and plug this in, insert card number 9, cock the handle, aim, and fire.
Ele diz isso, mas não é? Ainda há 2 semanas aconteceu o que aconteceu, não é?
Awesome. Now the light rifle itself has a little light sensor inside that responds when the barrel is lined up with the light ball. The only drawback here is that the same thing happens if you point this at any light source.
You win.
Now let's check this gun out with one of the overlays called Shootout. And this game involves shooting cowboys in the Old West. Looks like we're gonna have ourselves an old-fashioned standoff.
Boy, oi, oh. Wah, wah, wah. Boy, oi, oh. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, 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 wah. Sick.
Come on! What else you got? Looks like I showed them.
Jesus.
The next overlay we have, called Dogfight, requires you to shoot Nazi aircrafts out of the sky as they fly along this set path.
Okay.
All right, time to kill us some Nazis.
Some what now? Nazis?
Switching over to card 10, we get the overlay shooting gallery, in which the player can simulate being at a real live carnival, only at home, in front of your TV set, and bored as hell.
Okay. No, don't make that
Well,
joke.
that's pretty much it for the Odyssey. Just give me a
Yikes.
second here to clean up. What the hell? Sorry, Dave.
You know, quando eu era miúdo achava muita piada Suicide Jokes. Tipo com Tom and Jerry, não sei o quê. Não me lembro se Tom and Jerry tinha isso, mas, you know. Coyote and shit.
I can't let you do that. Damn it, Hal, what do you think you're doing? Termination of this unit is unacceptable. Discontinue your course of action. Hal, the Odyssey portion of this review is over. It's time to move on. I don't think so. This review is over when I say it's over. Now, Hal? Ow, what
Damn!
Oh, mother!
This looks like it
Cease your
hurt.
actions immediately. I will not be turned off. Oh, you overgrown piece of junk! You messed with the wrong gamer, pal! Oh, yeah? Bring it, bitch.
Call Bugs Bunny.
No, stop it. Just a little more!
No. Dave, what have you done? Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer.
Alright.
Who knew he could do all that just operating on C batteries? After Magnavox was released to the public, it sold very poorly with consumers. The first drawback was how much the Odyssey was selling for. Ralph Baer once stated that he was looking to price the system for only $20. Magnavox ended up pricing it at 5 times that amount. The second
Yikes.
drawback was that the game had no rules or point system to keep you in check, and you pretty much had free reign to do whatever you wanted. Even though
Sandbox.
the Odyssey lacked these features,
Sandbox
it was
gaming.
a step in the right direction, because it ultimately gave Nolan Bushnell the inspiration to become a pioneer in the video game world. Coming up next, Pong.
What did he say?
Now how? The student becomes the man.
Ei! Isso foi o primeiro good ending que ele fez. Watson! Eu acho que isto foi um bom ending. Foi o primeiro. É um episódio.
By 1972, Nolan Bushnell was met with the failure of his first arcade game, Computer Space. But he wasn't about to let this minor setback stand in his way, because the next thing he did was start a company. And after
Sure.
turning to the Japanese language for a company name, he
I'm
ended up
proud.
finding the perfect word, Atari.
I'm proud of my bro.
The next thing he
irate
did was
gamer.
purchase a few cheap pinball machines and started a pinball route around town in order to get some income rolling in for the company. Then as
Binky.
fate would have it, in May of 1972, Magnavox held a private demonstration of the Magnavox Odyssey. And it's alleged that one of the people attending the demonstration was Nolan Bushnell.
Bill Gates? Ah, no.
Shortly thereafter,
Sorry, guys.
Nolan Bushnell
Proceed.
hired Al Alcorn to come up with a game similar to the one on the Magnavox Odyssey. But in addition to having a ball and paddles, this one would have sidewalls and a scoring system. Not only did Al create the game Nolan had told him to make, but he also designed the game to speed up the longer you played,
This shit
and
is
the ball
sick.
to alter its trajectory depending on where it struck the paddle. With these enhancements in place, Pong was born.
Man.
Alright! Yeah! Alright! Take that, player 2! Who the hell am I playing against? In order to gauge public reaction, Nolan placed the new game in a bar along his pinball route called Handicaps. A few days later,
it.
the owner of the bar called him up and informed him that the machine had stopped working. After inspecting the machine, however, they quickly found out that the problem wasn't with the game itself, but actually the problem lied with all the quarters clogging up the insides of the machine. So now it was official. Pong was a hit.
Sick.
In the next few months, Pong became so huge that Atari had orders coming in from all over the country. Popular games at this time were generating around $40 a week, but Pong was generating over 5 times that amount. But as soon as Pong became popular, another problem was about to hit Atari: copycats.
Oh no.
Within weeks, dozens of other companies started copying the exact same game and selling their own
Sega?
Pong machines. By mid-74, less than 1/3 of all the Pong machines that existed were actually made by Atari. In the following months, Atari continued to expand their operation by releasing slightly altered versions of Pong.
Já
And they
viste?
started
Nasceram
releasing
todas
them
ali,
more
meu, a
quickly
copiar o
in
Pong.
order to out-innovate the competition. These included Pin Pong, Pong Doubles, Quadra Pong, Super Pong, and more.
Quadrupong.
But Nolan kept
Jesus.
looking for the next big idea and began asking the staff, what else can we do with a video game? Atari soon answered that question by releasing a game called Space Race. Breaking away from the Pong formula, this game consists of 2 spaceships placed at the bottom of the screen, and the goal here is to reach the top before the other player does.
Sick.
And you must do this while dodging meteors,
Quadrupong é um illegal
asteroids,
game.
and Imperial
How?
TIE fighters? Ah, crap. Even though Space Race was a step in the right direction, the public response towards this game was lukewarm at best, and it performed rather poorly. A few months later, Atari released a third game called Gotcha. This
Hey, tava ali os
two-player game
Pirates
is
of
based
the
on
Caribbean.
concept of one player trying to catch the other, all running around a maze that's constantly changing. But watch out,
Isto é o jogo das
because these
caçadinhas?
changes can help you escape, or be your downfall in getting caught. God, this game sucks.
Ok, fez-me
Sadly,
rir.
this game never became a hit with the
Fez-me rir porque eu tenho 3 anos, ok? É esse o meu tipo de humor.
public. But there was, however, some controversy surrounding it. The first production run of the Gotcha arcade cabinets were made with these 2 pink rubber mounts for controls. And
O jogo
people
parece cool.
immediately started calling this the boob game,
Provavelmente passado um bocado ias achar demasiado random.
since they resembled 2 large breasts. After that, Atari then changed the controls to joysticks. But I think I'll just stick with the version with
The
rubber
boob
mounts.
game.
Hey, baby. And if that wasn't enough to make you wonder about this game, just check out the promotional flyer. I'm not sure what the hell is
Gotcha.
going on in this picture, but there are definitely some
Wait,
shenanigans.
calma. Ela. A Nina é transparente? Anyway.
Whoa. I'll just save this for later.
She's the arcade.
Atari's next arcade game was called Rebound. The point in this game is to keep the ball from falling off your side of the screen.
Finalmente um jogo sick.
And the longer you play, the higher the divider net raises. Just don't accidentally hit it.
Oh no. Damn.
But sadly, like the 2 games before it,
Triple E.
Rebound still wasn't hitting the sweet spot with the public. The next game released in March of
Time to
1974
play the
was called
game.
Green Track 10, and it became Atari's second biggest hit. In this game, the player takes control of a race car, and your mission is to drive around the track as you race against the clock.
Porquê que ele está a fazer Photoshop a isto?
Alright, let's burn rubber, baby!
É porque ele não conseguiu arranjar o jogo?
Oh shit!
O das naves ele também não conseguiu arranjar. O Space Race também me pareceu photoshopped. Ou After Effected ou whatever.
The last Atari game to be released in 74 was called Tank. Alright, son, we're going to war. In this game, both players take control of tanks.
Olha. Isto é engraçado. Mas, ok. Que é que ai, desculpem, mas sério. Quando ele mudou para a cena da t-shirt azul, ontem, eu estava a pensar, foda-se, isso da t-shirt azul é bem podre. E a outra coisa que eu pensei, mas que não disse, foi o que ele devia era estar constantemente a usar fatos diferentes. E é o que ele está a fazer aqui.
in order to blow each other up.
Acho que funciona
Oh, and
melhor.
watch out for the landmines. Fire in the hole, you bastards! Even though Tank had a very simple concept, it would become Atari's third popular game. By the time 1975 rolled around, video games were slowly catching on with the masses. Nolan, however, had even bigger plans in mind for his growing company, and was now ready to tackle the home consumer market.
Muito boas noites, Peter.
Coming up next, the Pong Wars.
Infelizmente já parei de jogar wandersong. Estou a meio do capítulo
During the first
2.
half of 1975,
Acho eu.
the video game maker Atari was busy cranking out more arcade game titles like Pursuit, Anti-Aircraft, and the sequel to the hit tank game
Foi.
called
É um beta
Tank
game.
2. They even released a shark hunting game called Jaws in order to capitalize on the hit movie released around
What's this meme about Jaws?
the time. And here's a fast fact. Atari released the game under a pseudo company called Horror Games, and they did this just in case any legal troubles arose. After this game was released,
My
however,
games are fun.
it didn't take long for their competitors like PSE and Versus
Man
Millers
Eater.
to release their own shark hunting games, and both did poorly with consumers. But Atari kept cranking out fresh ideas, and their next game, released in October of '75,
Ei, isto é coisa
was
a
a
fazer a
horse
placa
racing
servir de
game called
impresso.
Steeplechase.
Insane.
In this title, up to 6 players could compete in this game at the same time, while the 7th horse at the
Brutalíssimo
bottom of the
arcade
screen was controlled by the computer. And the first horse to reach the end is declared the winner.
Sick.
Alright, well, let's give this game a try.
Olha o homem a mostrar as suas Hollywood skills. Isso deve ter sido o maior effort que ele alguma vez fez, não? Marvel hired this man. Sega hired this man. A sério, o Sonic Unhinged ou caralho está a precisar de ajuda de alguém. Como é que se chama o jogo? Frontiers, é isso, I'm sorry. Agora quero um Sonic Unhinged. Vá lá. Vai ser a sequela.
The Atari company was becoming a well-oiled machine, and Nolan Bushnell's next big idea was to conquer the home consumer market. And he planned on doing that by creating a home version of Pong that would plug into any television set.
Sick.
The console that Atari ended up making was very simplistic in design and consisted of only 4 buttons: a player 1 knob, a player 2 knob, a power switch, and a reset button. Not only would you be able to play the exact same game found in the arcade, but this one was in color. Whoa, look at all those colors, man!
They became full of themselves, Aleph.
Far out! And of course, all you
Tenho que arranjar uma legit Java Lamp. Eu tenho uma... aquela... shitty Java Lamp, que eu adoro, né?
need to power the console is 4
Foi o Crash. Mas a culpa também foi bastante deles.
D batteries. And, wait a minute. Replace batteries of play as erratic. So what the hell constitutes as erratic?
Tu cá seria uma C-Sharp Lamp. Oh man. Kinda expensive. Fuck. It's playing itself, John. Bora ver a review do Final Fantasy XIII do John Tron, vá lá.
Well, guess it's time to change the batteries. After constructing a working prototype of the home version, Atari met with the people at the Sears Corporation And being very interested in the console, they ended up ordering 150,000 units to sell for the upcoming holiday season.
Mostra já
And to everyone's amazement, they sold every single one. Now that Christmas really started off the era of home game video consoles, because the Magnavox Odyssey never really sold that well. But when Atari's home version of Pong was released, it was an instant hit.
Eu daqui a bocado vou
But over
receber
the
uma
next few
mensagem,
months,
tua.
a huge Pong war was about to strike that no one could have imagined.
Acho bem que peças desculpa.
After Atari released Pong, Magnavox was back with a brand new console called the Odyssey 100 to replace the original. This time around, the controls were built into the machine
Eu
itself.
brinco? O que é que isso quer
The
dizer, eu
bottom two
brincar?
moved the player around the screen, while the
Fizeste-me mal?
third would put spin on the ball after hitting it.
Olha,
Also on the console is a manual
o que eu te digo é, pelo simples não é melhor pedir desculpa. Just saying.
scoring system, since the actual game just didn't have one. This Odyssey even had one unique offering that Atari's Pong didn't offer. That was a second game called
ColecoVision? Ok, eu pensei. Estou a brincar contigo, Vitor.
Hockey. This game is just like Pong, but with more dividers to make it resemble a hockey rink. After only a few months, however, Magnavox was back
Vocês
at
jogam
it
não,
again
meu. Já
with the Odyssey
estou com
200.
problemas de cagalhões.
This
Meu.
console added in two new features that the last one didn't have, like adding in extra pedals, and adding in a third game called Smash, where both players take turns hitting a ball against the wall. Miss your shot, and the other player gets the point. A few months later,
Is it tipo
Atari
Squash?
fired back by releasing Super Pong. And this version had a total of 4 different Pong games. There was Pong,
Select game.
Pong Doubles, Off the Wall Pong, and Reverse Pong, where the object of the game is to actually let your ball reach your side of the screen.
Sick.
After Super Pong was released, Magnavox then fired back with the Odyssey
Is that
300.
reverse Pong?
And this version simplified the controls to a single knob, as well as
Mas só para
finally
fazer
adding in a
ver?
scoring
Ok,
system.
vou continuar de comprar.
They also added a button to control the ball speed.
Skill.
There's slow, normal,
Que ele tem skill
and
slider.
super fast.
Jesus.
Alright, this
Super
is just
fast para mim.
ridiculous. Ah, for God's sake, as long as we're getting stupid here, let's just add in a horse racing mode. Oh boy. After the release of the 300, Magnavox finally had a decent Pong machine going for them, even though it did only
Esses
take them
episódios
3
são bem
tries to get it
diferentes.
right. But in a move that could be only described as ridiculous, they released yet again 2 more Odyssey consoles that exact same year. The 400, which would return the console back to the 3-button system, and the 500, which now included a 4th game
Modern Pong,
and colorized
sure.
backgrounds. Now I'm not sure why the hell Magnavox even released so many Pong consoles, but in hindsight, this may not be as crazy as it sounds, because by year's end, there were almost 75 other companies all flooding the market with their own Pong consoles.
Oh no.
Wow, that's a lot of fucking Pong. Yes, Pong was everywhere. But out of all the dozens of new contenders,
Fucking ball.
only one of them managed to make a name for themselves. And that company was Coleco, with their Telstar. Now, upon actually playing this machine, one would be able to point out pretty quickly that the Telstar is eerily similar to the Odyssey 300. Both consoles contain the exact same games, same visuals, and the same controls.
Uh-oh.
Very suspect. But despite those similar drawbacks,
Parece que
there
estamos
was
muito
one
com o
thing
jogo que
that
havia
Coleco
Europol.
had going for them that no one else did. They retailed their machine for a measly $50. And with that one advantage, this console ended up dominating sales charts nationwide. Atari had indeed opened
Sick.
Pandora's box. And not only were they fighting to stay on top in the Pong War, but they soon ran up against some stiff competition in the arcade world as well. Other companies like Gremlin, Taito, and Sega were all trying to break into the arcade market that year.
Fans.
But one game released in January of '76
Bro, sick.
almost destroyed the small foothold that video games had fought so very hard to establish. A new company called Exidy released a game in 1975 called Destruction Derby. The goal here is to drive around and smash into as many cars as possible. A follow-up game released a year later called Death Race would replace those other cars with stick figures, and after running them over, the player would hear this gruesome sound.
Holy sh... Bro.
Holy crap.
Carmageddon?
Shortly after
Is
this
this
game
the
was
first
released,
Carmageddon?
Death Race quickly came under fire by news outlets everywhere and became a huge topic of debate
Oh, no.
of the violence found in this
Video games create car accidents.
game. Doing something like this in a video game at the time wasn't heard of. But in a surprising outcome, the controversy actually had a complete opposite reaction to this title. And Exidy went
Was
from
the best
selling
game
200
in the
units of this cabinet to just over 1,000. Although Exidy had earned their 15 minutes of fame, it was actually Midway Games that ended up becoming a force to be reckoned with later that year. Their
Sick.
first game to become a hit was called Gunfight.
TDR 2000? I don't
In
even
this
know what that
cowboy
is.
shoot 'em up game, your job is to shoot the other player while dodging things like cactus,
Got me.
stagecoaches, trees, and the occasional stampede.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Why does he keep doing this? Help me.
brother. And here's another fast fact. Gunfight was actually the first game to be built with a microprocessor, and this was done to handle all the complex graphics happening on the screen. In March of 1976, Midway had their second popular game called Seawolf. This submarine title requires you to sink as many submarines as you can in the time allotted. The catch, however, is that the player must play by looking through a periscope attached to the front of the cabin. At the time, this concept was very unique, and it helped turn this game into a popular one.
Carmageddon 3?
Midway Games was slowly gaining ground in the arcade world,
Damn.
but Atari was still on top throughout 1976.
A minha cadeira está-se
One
quase a
title that
desfazer.
made
Se
an
vocês
impact
ouvirem um
that year
barulhão
was a game called Breakout.
e
This was
grito,
another Pong-like game, but turned on its side, so the
Já
ball would
sabem o
knock
que ia
out the
acontecer.
blocks, resting high above. Simple concept, yes, but very addictive.
eu adoro este jogo é
Interestingly
grande
enough,
vício,
the game
mano.
itself was actually engineered by a guy named Steve Jobs, who later went on
Steve
to become
what
the
now?
co-founder of Apple. By the end of 1976, video
I can't
games
believe
were
Steve
slowly
Jobs made
losing
my
their
favorite
appeal to
game.
consumers. Between being ponged to death and seeing the countless rehash of old ideas being recycled over and over again, everything started to look very stale and repetitive. If video game
Novo
makers wanted to
Arcanine?
keep consumers playing, then they would have to come up with some
Se ouvir um
major
barulhão, sou
innovations.
eu com o chão. Indeed.
Coming up in part 5, the video game world is changed forever.
Provavelmente vou partir as costas e assim. Depois preciso de ajuda para ir à casa de banho. I read
By
gamers, history of video
mid-1976,
games.
the numerous Pong machines that had saturated the home consumer market completely destroyed any demand the game once had. But the next console contender would be one that shook things up
Não vou a
in
nada.
a whole new way.
Ó Bita, fazemos assim, se eu
A
cair,
little company called
vou
Fairchild
arranjar uma
Camera and
sopa
Instrument quietly
e cura-me as
released a
costas,
video
o que é que
game
achas?
console of their own that August
Uma
called
sopa que
the
tu digas que eu tenho que
Fairchild
fazer.
Channel F. And the main feature of this console allowed you to play completely new games by simply inserting a different video game cartridge into the machine. And the concept of using video game cartridges was born. Now the console itself came with 2 joysticks, a game selection pad, and a place to store extra cartridges or extra items.
Como bananas.
Now the machine
Caso
came
preciso comprar
programmed with both
bananas.
tennis
Sick.
and hockey, but by then people were just
Tem
sick
que ir
of
ao
this crap.
Lidl.
So luckily, there are 3 other video game carts available to purchase.
Isto viver sozinho, Bita. É complicado. Não sei se conseguias.
Like Desert Fox,
Condoms é ok. Wait. É para comprar condoms, Bita? Estás a precisar?
isn't this just the game Tank from Atari? Blackjack? Hit me.
Solidão? Não, nem é isso que eu estou a dizer. É mesmo tipo. Não é isso, é tipo. Ei, pá, se eu precisar de bananas, tenho que ir lá buscá-las. Meu.
Hit me.
É
Hit
mais
me.
isso.
Hit me. Hit me. Hit me. Hit me. Hit me. Hit me. Hit me.
Oh my god, what a funny joke. Chamas
And
globo.
tic-tac-toe. Who the hell you calling turkey, asshole?
Agora sou rico, meu.
Why, you little... Okay, so some of these were kind of lame. But each one of these video carts ended up costing another $20
Fica outra uma
to
consola?
purchase,
Então, onde
which
é que
also
queres o
meant more
tic-tac
income
todo?
for the company.
No
And they also
papel?
conveniently numbered them
Are you a fucking kid?
just to give you anxiety about trying to collect them all.
At school?
Son of a bitch, I need number 2! Ooh. The following year, Fairchild continued to milk the cash cow by releasing 10 more video carts,
Pick
which
the
included
color,
games like
blips
Drag
paper?
Race,
Wait, what?
Maze, Quadradoodle,
Quadradoodle.
and Math Quiz. Woo!
Your math quiz is the best one. Try again.
Is there anything here that doesn't suck? Fairchild finished releasing video carts in 1978, with the most popular being Pinball Challenge. Wait a minute, this is just a copy of the game Breakout by Atari. Ah well, fuck 'em.
Fresh
The
out
release of this
card.
console single-handedly sent Coleco, Magnavox, and Atari running back to the drawing board to incorporate this game cartridge feature. But sadly, even the Fairchild F couldn't save video games from the dark road it was heading down. From mid-1976 into 1977, the video game market would suffer from its first real video game crash.
Whoa!
The home consumer market was hitting a low point, since Pong machines were
I'm
being
funny.
tossed in garage sales,
Fairchild Card 15.
and the Fairchild F was doing poorly at retail due to its lack of entertaining games.
Eu até gostei da Blockbuster.
Even arcades were
Das
being bombarded
duas
with
vezes que
tons
fui
of
lá buscar
rehashed
vídeo.
game ideas, like Barricade,
Em toda a minha
Subhunter,
vida.
and even Boot Hill. Those titles don't ring a bell for you?
A Netflix já não vai ter muito abrir
Because
loja,
they were
meu. A
garbage.
Netflix vai à vida antes disso, meu.
Even
Espero
Atari
que sim.
CEO Nolan Bushnell was facing some serious problems. Their next big
Espero que comam
product
merda.
was superior to the Fairchild F in every way, but Nolan lacked one thing: money. And he would need a lot of it if he wanted to saturate the market.
Olha, vocês estão aí a gozar com a numeração nas coisas, mas houve uma altura em que os álbuns também eram só numerados, não tinham nomes. Os álbuns de bandas, portanto.
Before his competitors could copy it. So upon taking a huge gamble, Nolan put the company up for sale. And for better or worse, Warner Communications came along and quickly
Said
purchased
bullshit.
Atari, making Bushnell an overnight millionaire. Throughout 1977, video game makers kept releasing a slew of console products, hoping one would eventually stick. Coleco's Telstar Combat, RCA's Studio 2, and Magnavox Odyssey 2000, 3000, and 4000 were all rushed out to the public, and every one of these ended up selling poorly. The video game industry at this point was pretty much on its last leg, but if anyone could breathe life back into this market, it was Atari. And towards the end of 77, the console they were about to release was on a mission to do just that. Coming up next, the Atari VCS. For over 35 years, video games have played a vital role throughout our history. From Pac-Man to Mario to Sonic the Hedgehog,
Espera,
the
o One é
industry
só
has
uma
managed
música.
to produce a legacy that runs deep into our culture. The journey from point A to point B is not as clear-cut as one would expect. And along the way, there are many hardships, rivalries, and cutthroat industry tactics
Unforgiven 2 e Unforgiven 3. Isso são nomes de músicas. Ainda assim,
that shape the industry.
o One não é do Black. Não. É do Injustice for All. Ainda assim, como é que se chama o Black Album? É que o Black Album foi apelidado pelos fãs de Black Album porque o álbum era escuro. Mas na verdade o álbum... chama-se Metallica.
into what it is today.
It's the One.
But in order to tell this interesting saga, we must go back to the golden age of video gaming.
Hosted by Chris Bars. Thank you, Chris. Or should I say
In the fall
Dave?
of 1977, the video game market was in the middle of its first real video game crash. The arcade scene was filled with a rehash of old video game ideas, and the home consumer market was drowning in a
Quer check my vibes? Oh
By
no, so
October
many video games.
1977, Atari had been sold to Warner Communications, who are now calling the shots for Atari.
Warner
By thinking
Communications.
outside the box, they introduced a brand new home console for the holiday season that would challenge everything that was currently on the market, the Atari VCS. The major innovation used here was the interchangeable cartridge system idea that was introduced with the Fairchild F.
I don't know what
By
Warner
using this,
Communications
Atari knew this
is.
feature would extend the life of the product since players could insert a new game anytime they got tired of the old one. With this new
8500.
console came newly designed controllers that included a joystick and a single action button. Alright, let's just see what this action button does. What the hell? Fire in the hole!
Sick.
Also included were switches that controlled the color, a game select
Este gajo, passado para aí 4 seasons, começou a ter piada, meu.
button, the difficulty, and last but not least, a reset button. A reset button. A reset button. A reset button.
Ok, nem sempre, mas...
A reset. On October 1st, 1977, the Atari was released for $199.99.
Não estava claro no início do vídeo.
And here's a fast fact. Atari made no money off the console itself.
Eu quero ver
In fact,
Final
they
Fantasy
overpriced
XIII.
the game cartridges in order to turn a
Mas primeiro
profit
temos que
since
acabar
they only
isto.
cost $2 to make. Early game cartridges were also numbered and color-coded to signify the genre of the game it belonged to, but that was quickly phased out as more games were released.
Oh, ele diz isso na season todas, ao Watson. É como com as Ninas. Anda tudo expert em retro. Oh, Bita, estamos... Espera, estamos a saltar... Essa a piada? Ok, sorry. Eu queria fazer a piada do ele diz isso a todas. Mas acho que não consegui. Bita, nós estamos a saltar por uma era, isto é mais ou menos 2009? 2008? Em que toda a gente fazia videogame reviews e retro reviews. Isto aqui é 2008, acho eu. Ou não?
During the launch window, Atari had 9 games to choose from. And the first of these was the arcade version of Tank, but scaled down so that it could fit inside this small cartridge.
Aliás, este gajo era famoso por plagiar o Avagen.
Renamed Combat, this game came packaged along with the Atari. By pressing the Game Select button, you'll be able to cycle through a bunch of game boards to choose from. Master them all, and you could just find yourself in the Combat Hall of Fame. If one actually existed.
Jesus!
And you were not just
Effort.
playing as tanks either. You could play as an airplane, a jet, or a whole fleet of jets.
Yo, Jet is
Before the
sick.
mic of 3 of us at once! Of course, flying 3 planes at once does make you a bigger target.
O quê? Basta destruir um? Oh, not fair.
Damn it! You two bozos let me down for the last time! Why, I gotta... Hey, leave him alone! Quiet, you! The second game released
Three
was
Stooges.
also a ported arcade title called Indy 500. And for this game, we're going to need the second paddle controller. This game has tons of different tracks to choose from, and the point is to drive around the track faster than the other player can. Well, if you can get the controls to work properly for
foi.
once. What the hell? Who the hell's driving this car? Ah, yes! The third game was, of course, a home console staple, Pong. But just to
Video
trick everyone
Olympics?
into buying the game, this cartridge was called Video Olympics.
Wait,
Alright, an
what?
Olympics game. Let's check this out.
Estas referências.
Pong! Yep, there's no pole vaulting in this game. Instead, you'll find every single variation of the game Pong ever imagined under the hood of this cartridge. 1-player Pong, 2-player Pong, 4-player Pong, off-the-wall Pong, soccer Pong, foosball Pong, goalie Pong, Genghis Pong, inverted Pong, King Kong Pong, rebound Pong, Hong Pong Fooey. Yep, it's a
Hong Kong Fui é muito bom, obrigado. Obrigado,
freaking
Garnet Gamer.
Pongapalooza. The fourth game here was another racing game called Street Racer. In this game, your car remains stationary, but the other cars will either
Sinto que Hong Kong fui nunca ninguém viu e ao mesmo tempo toda a gente viu.
zoom past you, or you can press the action button and zoom past them at breakneck speeds.
Uma coisa obscura que toda a gente sabe o
Let's
que
try
é.
this again.
Ganda
Come on!
TMC. Bro! That's kind of disgusting,
Magoo,
dude.
you've done it again. And when you're tired of doing that, you can also play as a jet, a car, whatever the hell this thing is.
Muito edgy.
Just forget it.
Isto foi na altura do Sonic the Hedgehog para a PS2, TM. Desculpa, Sonic the Hedgehog
The fifth game
TM.
here is called Air
Shadow the Hedgehog TM para a PS2.
Sea
Sorry.
Battle. And it's another two-player game that requires you to move your gun turret around
Cartoon Network,
and clear
também
the
viste,
board
Vita?
of multiple rows of targets, moving along at various speeds. Hit the game select button, and you'll bring up different screens, different enemies, and even a stage with movable gun turrets. Oh, hello.
Nice try.
Guns. The sixth game, Starship, allows us to fly around
Ele tá a
in
tentar
space,
ficar Looney Tunes
shooting
agora.
things like flying saucers, aliens, asteroids, and even Klingon warbirds of prey? Well, no matter. Fire at will, Mr. Spock. And
Slapstick
rounding
Epic
out the last of
Comedy.
these three titles
É por isso que o Untitled Good Goose Game é o melhor jogo alguma vez feito.
is a game named Jack Black. Oops, I mean Blackjack. Basic math.
What?
Really?
The answer is 6.
Oh, shut up. And the game Surround, in which players maneuver a dot around the screen, leaving a trail behind it that is deadly upon touch. Alright, Blue.
Tá bem
prepare
então, pessoal, vamos ver Charlie Chaplin,
to meet your maker.
mais conhecido
Not
como
so
Charlie.
fast, Green.
Yo, isto são as corridas do Tron? E dissemos o mesmo, Watson.
Ah, almost gotcha.
Great Minds.
Going down. Ah! Yes! Woo! During the holiday season of 1977, Atari had sold
Vim embora, Charlotte.
250,000 consoles, making it a huge
Olha,
success.
Bita, ou isso ou Mr. Bean, o que é que achas?
Nolan Bushnell, however, had made it loud and clear that he thought Atari should ditch the VCS after the holiday season and move on to create a bigger and better console. Warner Communications, on the other hand, was behind the VCS 100% and vetoed his decision. They also hired a man named Ray Kassar to be
Preferes o
Atari's
Chaplin?
new consultant. And Ray started by creating a marketing campaign that would keep the VCS from getting lost on the retail shelf.
Attention shoppers. The new Atari cartridge game is in.
Excuse me.
Uh-oh. Yours again.
Harry's ASCII battle.
It comes with 27 games, but that's just for starters. You can get 9 cartridges, 187 games.
Blackjack. Oh!
I'd like an Atari.
Sorry, only our demonstrators left.
Faça watch party para o Drunken Master.
Mine.
The new video computer system by Atari. More games, more
Warner
fun.
Communications
At
Company.
this point in time, the tide of the video game crash was slowly changing. But before it was completely over, the arcade game side of things would need something special to get players excited again. Coming up next, the arcade games of 1978.
Yeah! Estava a pensar se fazíamos uma pausa para ver John Tron. Estou quase no final da season. São mais 20 minutos. Part Part 7.
When 1978 came around,
Ele queria que eu visse tudo de
the
seguida?
arcade
Não,
market
não
was
vi quando ele disse para
rut.
fazer isso.
It was so bad that even RCA bowed out of making video games, leaving Atari and Midway
cheio
to
de
duke it
calor.
out throughout the rest of the year.
Quantos
Midway
graus
was
é
the
que
first to
está?
release their game in January, called
17
Clowns.
graus?
The point of this game is to send
eu
clowns
é que estou
soaring
doendo.
into the air and collect all the balloons high above them. Miss the target, and you'll end up killing the poor sap.
Eu acho que devia beber
But if
água.
you keep them up in the air long enough to collect
Pessoal,
an
acho que
entire
devia
row
beber
of
água.
balloons, you'll be
Posso ir encher a
handsomely
garrafa?
rewarded.
Vou parar,
Just be
que é para não
careful
perder
when
mais nada.
lining up your
Eu não quero
shot,
perder mais
because all
irate
kinds
gamer,
of
ok?
crazy antics could occur.
Ok, tudo de volta. Então vais encher a tua? Ok, 2, 43.
Whoa! Woo, that's a fancy flying there, buddy.
Cool effect.
Atari next released a game called Avalanche. This game has snowballs cascading from the top of the screen, and the player has to collect them as they drop before they hit the ground. The longer you play, the more intense this game becomes. The snowballs become smaller, faster, and even the paddles start disappearing from the screen. Ah, damn it! No! Ah, crap!
What?
The second game Atari
It's a
released
snowball.
that year was called Fire Truck. The point is to drive a fire truck through the city streets without touching any of the street
Sick.
signs. The only problem here
Crunch.
is that you're driving around the bulkiest piece of shit ever constructed. Fire Truck was the very first game that allowed two players to work together at the exact same time. And of course, this was dubbed the co-op experience. One player controlled the front half of the truck, while the other controlled the back half.
Sick.
Hey, watch where you're going, you idiot!
I didn't
I'm
know
trying
about this
to.
game. That's sick.
Hurry up, time's running out! Oh, I hate you! Oh, go play in traffic. Fine. With the arrival of
Right.
summer of '78 came the arrival of video game sequels. Midway released the game Sequel of 2, which was just like the original, but now allowed you to shoot enemies in full color. Whoa! Atari then fired back with a sequel called Super Breakout, which was just like the game Breakout, but the longer you played, caused the entire board to shift downward.
Oh shit.
Come on! Hey, come on! Ah! Atari kept firing back with even more arcade titles, like Skydiver,
So many
where
jokes.
players take turns jumping out of planes to score the most points, while Midway came back with the game called Blue Shark. This was one of the first games with a painted background that allowed you to hunt down sea creatures. Atari also returned with the re-release of an updated version of the game that started it all, Computer Space. Released under the new
Jokes,
title
skits,
Orbit,
I don't
this
know.
game contained brighter graphics and even more objects like these twirling
5 seconds till the
whatchamacallits.
next joke.
Dear God, twirling whatchamacallits, dead ahead! Reverse course! Reverse course!
É que nem 5 segundos foi.
Newcomer Namco even popped up that summer to release its first
Namco?
video game called GB, which is not to be confused with the Bee Gees. Video game maker Gremlin also joined the fray by releasing the game Frogs, which allowed you to hop around the screen in order to collect flies,
Sick.
butterflies,
O Frog Fractions foi baseado nisto, não foi?
dragonflies, and even pompous Englishmen.
Ah, pardon me, sir. Can I trouble you for a spot of tea? Ah, jolly good show.
The month of October saw the release of a game that would put Atari in the head of the competition with their most popular game of the year, football. Released just in time for the football season, this game had fans everywhere flocking to this machine.
Eu pensei que ia ser o Rocket
Players
League.
could take control of Team X or Team O and finally play a decent game of
Tic-tac-toe.
football in the video game landscape.
Damn it, you X's have thrown your last interception. Everyone, hit the showers.
With this game, Atari could finally beat out Midway for the most popular game of the year. Unless an alien invasion of epic proportions rolled into town. Midway had an ace up their sleeve called Space Invaders. In this game, the player must destroy the alien army that is constantly marching downward. Your mission is to shoot them all before they reach you.
Este é provavelmente o
Play,
sickest game
the
desta
faster the music speeds
era,
up. The
certo?
faster the music speeds up, the more pressure you begin to feel. The more pressure you begin to feel, the more threatening the situation becomes. The more threatening the situation becomes, the more likely you are to mess up and kill us all! Oh my god, I can't take this pressure! Ah!
Bro.
Finally, Midway had a huge success on their hands. So many people were playing this game, in fact, that it even caused a coin shortage over in Japan. And here's a fast fact. This game was actually created by Japanese company Taito, who licensed it through Midway to bring it to the US market. And it was a good thing they did, because Space Invaders changed the entire landscape of arcade gaming in the US. Before this game was released,
Sick.
arcade machines were only found in places like bars, pool halls, and bowling alleys. Now they were showing up in family hangouts like pizza parlors, restaurants, and drugstores. Midway had successfully taken the crown away from Atari in the arcade world.
A winner is you.
Unfortunately for Atari, another competitor was going to try taking away their home video game console crown as well. Coming up next, Magnavox Odyssey 2.
Oh my god, meu life vai ficar feliz.
By the end of 1978, the arcade world had successfully pulled out of the first video game crash. Atari, meanwhile,
Bora fazer
was facing
joke
a battle on
count.
both
Yo, joke count?
fronts. They had already been defeated in the arcade wars of 1978 to Midway, while over in the home console arena, Magnavox was gearing up to do the exact same thing. At the time, Magnavox was looking for a console that could outperform the Atari VCS. So they ended up creating the Magnavox Odyssey 2, which contained every state-of-the-art bell and whistle they could find from the current electronics world.
Eu não acredito que ainda não teve nenhuma
It came
joke
with
este
an interchangeable
episódio.
cartridge system, 2 joysticks that moved in 8 directions, a reset button, a full computer keyboard, cartridges with handles, and even a branded adapter box.
Ok, uma joke.
Time to plug this bad boy in with style.
É, esta TV é demasiado.
What the? Hello, Dave.
Rehash?
Let's play a game. Wait a minute.
Wait, qual é a
That's
segunda?
what's wrong. This TV's on channel 4. The Magnavox Odyssey only works on channel 3. No, wait. Don't you turn that channel. There we go. Let's get this party started.
Hey, that was a good one.
Now,
Esta
Magnavox
gostei.
did the smart thing by packaging the console with one video game cartridge, just like the Atari did. On it contained 3 games: Speedway, Spinout, and Cryptologic. Speedway was a racing
Olá,
game
Maria,
which allowed
estás boa?
you to control a race car that raced upwards
Estás a ver a
past
história dos
other
videojogos
cars,
através
accidentally bump into any
contada
obstacle on the
pelo
screen,
irate
and you'll
gamer.
turn into a pixelated mess.
Estás interessado em saber a história dos videojogos?
Oh, that's it. Time to get my...
Eu acho que não apanhaste quando ele falou do Dr. Mario. Mas foi ontem, não foi hoje. Minha mãe está doente e eu tive de ajudar. O que é que a tua mãe tem?
racing glasses on.
Este homem é só efeitos, mano. Is this a joke? Eu acho que é. Está só a vomitar continuamente. Ok, as melhoras à tua mãe.
The second game, Spinout, is the basic concept of 2 players racing around the screen, trying to collect the most points. Boy, I'm leaving this moron in the dust. Slow and steady wins the race. And Cryptologic
4?
was the
Anyway.
first video game to make use of the computer keyboard pad to help unlock secret codes.
Eu só quero ter uma noção se são
I'm not entirely
demasiadas
sure
ou
how this
não.
game's supposed to work.
What the fuck? You idiot.
Magnavox also included a few other titles available to purchase at launch, like Computer Golf. Yep, it's just as boring as watching the actual sport.
Welcome back to another golf game, folks. I'm Johnny Newscaster.
And I'm running the skeleton.
And
Johnny
now we're gonna go
Newcastle.
down to the links and see what the golfers are up to. Well, looks like he's lining up his shot there. Pulls back his club in an attempt to hit it, and oh, damn, it looks like nothing happened. Well, looks like he's gonna try one more time at this thing, and nope, oh, he screwed up again. Boy, he's gonna be one irate golfer by the time this game is over.
Irate golfer. I like that
Oh,
one.
and that's gonna put him 5 over par there, Ronnie.
Mano, a peruca é horrível.
That pixelated thing is supposed to be a golf club, because if not, I might have to slap a triple X rating on this game. Another title called I've Got Your Number allows 2 players to take turns touching the exact item that solves the riddle on the bottom of the screen. Alright, 2 circles equals 2 what? What? Alright, let's see. 1? 4? How about this circle thing?
Yeah.
Hey, I got one! Now 2 sailboats equal, 2 sailboats? Huh, I think I'm getting the hang of this. Of course, later on, the game tries stumping you with even harder questions.
Oh
4
man.
triangles plus 2 boats to the power of spade equals, triangle, circle, hashtag wheelchair guy? Alright, well,
Is that a
let's try
joke? That was a joke, right?
Quest for the Rings.
Ele está a mostrar os Photoshop skills dele.
What the hell is this? I'm sitting here waiting to collect some rings. Alright, now we're cooking. Let's just go over and grab this sucker. Well, if I can make it, that is. Oh, what the hell, man? I can't even take 2 steps across the screen without dying. This game should have been called The Quest to Live More Than 5 fucking seconds long. Well, I guess there's always keyboard creations. Let's see, press the R button, it appears on the screen. Press the T button, also appears on the screen.
97?
Well, I guess this game is pretty much self-explanatory. Were people in 1978 really impressed by this? Whoa, check that out. Far out, dude. Well, how about Armored Encounter?
O gajo vestiu-se de propósito. Ok, não importa.
Which seems eerily similar to the game Tank created by Atari. In fact, most of these other Odyssey games seem similar to Atari games too. Tank, Blackjack, Air Sea Battle, Speedway, Spin Out, Alien Invaders. Oh, come on. Alien Invaders? You mean like Space Invaders? Yep, I'm afraid so. Well, at least the execution is a little bit different at least. Get hit once, and you lose your ship. Duck behind one of these black boxes, and you can turn it into another ship. Run out of black boxes, and, well, that's it. You're dead. And of course, if you manage to knock out all the bad guys, you get the lucky prize of starting this game all over again.
Sick.
Not in my damn house. In Odyssey's later years, Magnavox even created games based off other popular games like Pac-Man, Centipede, Asteroids, and more. Huh. Weird. The Odyssey 2 was released in the fall of 1978, just in time for the holiday season. And despite Magnavox's best efforts, the new console just couldn't reach anywhere near the level of success that Atari was having.
Opa, eles tinham keyboard.
Atari already had a great library of games in place from 1977, as well as a brand new set of games already set to sell for their
Atari é
second
melhor, ok.
holiday season. With that kind of reach, Atari was able to leave Magnavox in the dust and win the console wars of 1978. Coming up in Part 9, Atari's 1978 lineup.
Part 9?
In 1978, the Atari VCS kept trying to fight its way into the homes of consumers all across the country.
2600?
Atari spent $5 million on a marketing campaign to ensure that sales would be great for the holiday season.
So much money.
Let's see your best pitch.
One of the ways Atari tried doing this was by having the best lineup of video games available that no one...
Espera, o valor que ele deu foi para... Foi o que eles deram na altura? Ou é com a inflação?
else could offer. One of these was the sports game basketball. This was the very first basketball game to feature everything sports fans loved about the game. Jump balls, stealing, and half-court shots from downtown.
Sick.
Okay, I guess we'll have to wait a few years on that one. If sports is not your thing, then there's always Hangman. Okay, let's see. A?
Olha, o Watson mandou um DM, pronto, a dizer que gostava dos vídeos dele. Ele respondeu, não
How
foi?
about Adam? Oh, I know, Ajax. What the hell is this word?
Uh-oh.
Away! What the hell is this supposed to be?
It's a dick.
I thought this was a kid's game, not a porno.
Porno? Eu ia perguntar se era mais uma joke, mas isso já é outro episódio. Portanto, foram só 8 jogos no outro episódio. Eu tenho a sensação que o episódio anterior, o outro antes aquele em que nós contamos, é que teve mesmo muitas. Bem-vinda de volta, Maria. Cuidado, vê lá, tua mãe se está sempre a vomitar, pode, olha. É melhor ir nesta série há menos? Sim, mas Watson, eu pedi para contarmos no episódio anterior, porque no episódio antes desse eu estava a pensar, foda-se, são way too many jokes. Se formos a esse episódio outra vez para contar, se calhar vão ser bem mais, não? Porque ele quase que não conseguia dizer uma palavra sem fazer uma joke, um skit ou whatever. Mas Maria, vê lá se a tua mãe não tem que ir ao hospital, se não é Covid ou uma cena assim.
One of the biggest games to come out of the holiday season for Atari was the game Breakout. Since the arcade game was so popular for them, it's a no-brainer that porting this game to the VCS only gave them continued success. The second hit game for Atari was called Night Driver. This was a driving game that broke the traditional driving overhead view for one that was a first-person view. Sweet,
that's not first person, that's like third person.
Of course, this game is a pain in the ass to play.
Yeah, parece demasiado rápido.
I'm out of here.
Bro.
Throughout 1978 and into 79, Atari continued adding more sports games to their roster like football,
Street Racer,
baseball, and bowling.
Same joke?
You missed me, you ass!
Claro, tinha que ser, não tinha?
Other games were also released.
Rule of
called
threes?
Cannonball. All right, let's do this.
Did he learn the rule of threes?
The ported version of Skydiver. I regret nothing. And
Olha, nestes 30 segundos foram para aí 40 jogos, ok?
Bomber. All right, time to empty this canyon. This may take a while.
Agora paramos de contar aquele
1979 also brought us Superman,
traz os 30 jogos. Oh man.
which was the very first video game to be created around an established franchise. Find the phone booth in the game, and
Oh my
you'll
God,
be able
there's
to
Superman?
take control of Superman, so you can
Hey.
fly around, grab enemies, and even check out the sexy Lois Lane.
Parece mais o Spider-Man.
See what's underneath that dress with my X-ray vision.
Damn these pixel limitations. Atari kept producing
Wow.
even more games from their arcade
Awkward.
library like Circus, Steeplechase, and Outlaw. Alright, you lousy varmint. Draw! No, that's a cactus, you idiot!
Idiot.
But Atari was not looking to give the consumer the ability to play from just their arcade library, but they also wanted to offer titles made by the competitors like Space Invaders.
Sick.
So Atari then did the
Quero ver a
unthinkable
versão da
and
Atari.
secured the rights to bring these types of video games to the VCS. This was the very first time in
Defende-se os
video game
patentes.
history that two competitors would join forces. And it was a move that helped make both of
foi de
them more
propósito?
money, as well as making the VCS even more of a success. As the company rose in
I pensei que eram eles a
popularity,
roubar.
Nolan Bushnell began creating a lot of problems for the new owners of Atari. Nolan's vision for the company was to abandon the VCS and create a whole new console. Warner Communications' vision, on the other hand, was to keep the VCS and continue expanding their library of video games. After their conflicts for the future came to a boiling point, Warner had no choice but to fire Nolan from the company he had created.
No.
Now don't feel too badly for Nolan, because shortly after that, he went on to create a popular chain of restaurants that combined video games with pizza. He called
Yeah,
it
pizza
Chuck E.
games.
Cheese.
Whoa,
Atari
really?
kept sailing full speed ahead, and even though
Is the FNAF guy?
they blew away all their competition, one competitor managed to come along with a strategy that would start giving Atari a run for their money. Coming up in part 10, the Intellivision.
Sick. Quem tem dinheiro tem tudo.
While Atari was cruising full steam ahead with their video game console, many competitors also tried breaking into the market alongside them.
Confirmed?
But
No, the Atari guy, not Atari. Foi depois da Atari o despedir. Tecnicamente foi a Warner whatever, mas a Warner whatever controlava a Atari, não é?
ultimately failed. It wasn't until toymaker Mattel came along and produced a console
Mattel?
of their very own that Atari was about to face a
Mike
real
Mattel?
big competition. Mattel first started dabbling in the video game arena with some simple handheld video games. After those
APF
proved
and
successful, they decided
1000?
to go bigger and create their very own video game system called the Intellivision. In order to make their mark at retail,
Podia ser pior. Philips CDI. Ugh.
Mattel needed an edge on Atari, and their strategy consisted of cornering the market on all things sports. They just didn't carry the game football, but football endorsed by the NFL.
Oh
This
my god,
also
sick.
included MLB baseball, NBA basketball, PGA golf, NHL hockey, NASL soccer, US ski team skiing, PBA bowling, Rock'em Sock'em robot boxing, and so many more. A US Federation chess-sponsored chess game? Take that, Atari! Mattel also tried outperforming the Atari's
Kinda sick.
VCS in every way possible. The system had better graphics, wow! A wider range of sounds, wow! 12,000% more controller buttons, whoa! And even controllers that were customizable with different plastic overlays. Awesome! There was also a new way to insert the game, okay, controllers attached to the console, and misleading cover art. This looks nothing like the dragon in the game. Oh boy. Of course, despite the aesthetics of the console, it's always the game's library that's the determining factor of success.
Reversi.
Well, let's check out the game's scheme.
Ótimo, não desci para o lado. Espero que não tenha assustado.
Yes, a refreshing trek downhill through the snowy slopes. If I can figure out how to move forward, that is. Damn these overcomplicated controls! Well, I guess this is where the controller overlays come in handy. And we're finally moving. Whoops.
Oh my god.
No! Left, to the left! Ah! Great, I just Sonny Bono'd this game. Well, let's try the game Space Hawk, which features an
I
astronaut
don't
flying
know,
around
man.
in space, dodging all sorts of crazy obstacles. Space asteroids, space bubbles, space seagulls,
420?
fuck?
Yo.
No, this in space, dodging all sorts of crazy obstacles. Space asteroids, space bubbles, space seagulls. What the?
Sick.
Bubbles, space seagulls.
Sick. One more to save.
Space seagulls. What the fuck? If only I had a space Alka-Seltzer
I will
right
always
about now.
love this number.
Well, now let's check out some horse racing. kind of.
Horsing around, am I right, Aleph? Ai, mas não, espera, tu não viste O Bojack Horseman. Vocês sabiam que eles fizeram o Horsing Around? Eu acho que está agora a dar o Horsing Around. Horsing Around era a sitcom fictícia que eles disseram que ele fez antes do BoJack Horseman começar. Foi o que lhe deu tal sucesso. E quando o BoJack Horseman começa, ele é washed out desse sucesso. Eu acho que o Horsing Around está a dar agora.
Computer bookie, and away we go. If I can figure out which button starts the game.
5 minutos para me deitar. Vais à FNAF amanhã? Mandaste-me uma mensagem? Vou ver o que é que diz a tua mensagem. Obrigado. Também tens dito? Vais às gajas amanhã de manhã? Vais ao parque? Vais ao parque ter com as ninas? É isso, é bué da fixe.
Controller overlay for this game either. Forget it. Well, now time for some sea
Quanto tempo é
battle.
que isto demora até acabar?
All right, man.
Olha, 5 minutos.
Ahead, take us out. Oh, aye, Captain.
Tu vais ao parque ter com as ninas? Manda mensagem. Tu queres o Salvador Nothing Else Matters? Olha, isso era sick. Que eu no outro dia estava a levar a Vicky à rua. Quando fui visitar os meus pais. É isso que eu faço. Vou lá visitar e então levo a cada lá à rua. Estava um gajo a tocar guitarra, na boa. No parque. Gandachado. Gigachado.
Where the fuck are all the enemies? Anything yet, Lieutenant? Nope, not a thing, sir. Well, son of a bitch. Well, in that case, Lieutenant, take us to the nearest nudie bar.
Son of a
All
bitch.
right. Pathetic. Well, let's move on to Night Stalker.
Não me vieste visitar a mim. Não deu tempo, porque eu passo lá mesmo o dia todo e depois tenho que vir embora porque a cadela está aqui sozinha abandonada. Tenho que vir aqui para lhe dar de comer e coisas assim.
Careful not to alert any monster of my presence. One false move and they'll know I'm here and they'll come to attack me.
Eu quero saber quando é que vais passar aqui o verão inteiro. Quando é que fazes isso?
Uh-oh. Damn it!
Quero adormecer a ver as... Como é que se chamam? Quero adormecer a ver as... Two Broke Girls.
Ah, crap. Well, let's just switch gears here to the fantasy game called Dragonfire. Time to send our knight into battle. I'm sure that's just a fluke. I'll get it next time. Alright, one more time. One more time.
Sick game.
One more time.
Dragon Force em vez de Dragonfire.
This is fucking ridiculous. I can't even make it off the first screen.
Primeiro temos que ver o TikTok da minha irmã. Bora! Adormecemos a ver o TikTok da tua irmã. O que é que achas?
Yes!
Temos que adormecer a fazer alguma coisa.
You want
Olha, também li Dragon Force agora.
Dragonfire? I'll give you Dragonfire.
É só After Effects este gajo. Incrível.
Let's just try another fantasy title. And this one is called Swords and Serpents. Well, we've got the swords. Where the hell are the
Quantas mais seasons é que ele teve? Esta está a ser a melhor até agora.
serpents? All I see is shadows and shit. Talk about stupid. Well, I guess there's always the game Star Strike, where your mission is to fight off tons of these alien ships. Time to kill us some aliens! And of course, if the Force isn't with you, they'll end up blowing up the planet with their giant Death Star. Use the Force, Chris. I'm doing just fine, you know.
Tenho que ver o New Hope. Rever o New Hope.
Ah, crap! Ah, great, there goes my favorite restaurant. I told you to use the Force, you idiot. I should have just called this game Star Wars. Either.
Deixaste de ver no segundo ou terceiro episódio da History. Pera, então foi nesta season. Porque isto tem 10 episódios. The History of Video Games.
That, or defend Alderaan.
Defend Alderaan.
Well, let's try this later release.
Então
title.
estás em território... Eu pensei que tinhas visto isto tudo. Isto é território novo para ti, então.
Called Beauty and the Beast, where this giant ape has grabbed the beauty and climbs up a tall skyscraper. Shouldn't this game be called King Kong? Well, anyways, you control this guy that must climb up the windows
Sick.
to reach the big giant ape.
Eu pensei mesmo
that's
que tinhas
not
visto
creepy at
tudo.
all. Oh! Sorry, ma'am, don't mind me. And of course, one of the obstacles here are these barrels being thrown by this giant ape. Wait a minute! Something shady going on here. Well, time for some triple action. Triple action, nothing. This is just the game tank. Well, how about reversing? Checkers? Block and chase? Ah, for crying out loud. That just looks like a rehash of the game Pac-Man. A Pac who? Alright. We'll get to him in a couple episodes. Yes, it's true. And television had many titles that mirrored popular video games that were already available on the VCS.
Uh-oh.
When the system launched in the Christmas season of 1979, sales started off very slow and picked up with each passing year. Mattel's video game system never did outperform the Atari, because they just couldn't compete with the video game library that was exclusive only to
Space
the
Hawk?
VCS. And as history will show, the golden age of video games was about to begin.
With Nintendo! Man. Espero que vocês estejam hyped para a Season 5. Tenho que fazer like. Isto é muito fixe. Irate Gamer. Mais uma season. Por acaso é cozy, vou ser honesto. Nintendo Power. A Season 5 saiu há 2 semanas, vai ser muito louco. What the fuck? Epá, oh Bita, estou a beber água, estás contente? Tu que dizes que eu tenho que ser saudável, comer sopa e coisas assim. Epá, que loucura, meu. Eu vou ser honesto, eu não quero ir para a cama porque é fim de semana. Ao mesmo tempo, tenho que ir para a cama cedo na mesma por causa da cadela. Ela controla a minha vida. Quem diria que uma bitch iria controlar a minha vida? Já viste? Veja que ia tentar ser giga chad independente e afinal... Durmam bem, pessoal. Muito giro. Gostei muito desta noite. Ela foi o suficiente para controlar toda a gente? Tá bem. Espero que ela te controle a ti, então. Anyway. Dorme bem. As melhoras para a tua mãe. As melhoras para vocês todos. E até amanhã. Hopefully. Beijinhos.